Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Summer is finally here, and so are all the best deals on DeWalt power tools at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. Drills, impacts, circular saws, you name it, we have it for the best price in town, guaranteed. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a seasoned tradesman, we've got all the DeWalt products you need to crush your next project. So come on down to Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet today on Power and Road for better tools and better prices. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado LT Turbo Max. In stock after rebates. Always 5 to choose from.
Exclusive. All in-stock pricing at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details, 773124.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
What's coming up on the show today? I know I asked Jay this yesterday when he sent us this update. Is this real? Drew Timmy today? Confirmed?
Drew Timmy Day here on Sactown Sports 1140. Yes, I'm excited. Gonzaga legend.
Yes.
Mustache aficionado, Drew Timmy.
Hey, what happened to, here's what I want to ask him. What happened to the headband this year? Wasn't he a big headband guy in college?
He was a headband guy in college.
Where's the headband?
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to be more serious, more focused, you know? Headband was holding him back a little bit in the NBA. And so that's coming up in what, 14 minutes or so, right off the jump.
Yeah. Drapes, do you know what his status is now? Contractually?
Free agent.
Okay.
Right. He just signed a summer league deal with the Kings. I believe if I had my druthers, he would be a part of the organization. And here's the thing, Whitey. Let me say this about Drew Timmy right now. And I'm going to talk to him about this when he comes on in about 12 minutes. He's the one summer league player. I've posted about all these, Mason Jones, Keon Ellis. I got 3 or 4 people. Oh, my God, you guys are having Drew Timmy on? He's my favorite. And these aren't even huge basketball fans, White. These aren't even diehard Kings fans. These are just people who saw the social media post and said, I love Drew Timmy. And so this is a big get. Shout out to our boy Jay in the back right there for setting this up. I'm excited, man, for Drew Timmy.
This is a special, special day, so I think we should get started with, did you see what your gift is there?
Yeah, I got this.
From Simone. I think there's some for Jay in there. Last week you were talking about how much you love the Kit Kat.
Yes, Kit Kat's the best.
So Simone brought in some.
You got Kit Kats too?
Japanese Kit Kats.
Are we allowed to eat on there?
Yes. It's just she's in there. And
don't act like you don't eat on here. Are we allowed?
Hey, I'm popping this open right now.
Too, Jay. That's the green tea, right, Simone? He's got the,
Oh, that looks like a little green tea.
Now, I don't know if I want to try it on hair, though.
Oh, they're good.
Are they green tea?
You might want to wait till after.
You sure, good. Jay? I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to like it.
Let me start off by saying I love Kit Kats. Like, I could literally eat them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner if they were healthy.
Right.
And I'm trying to watch my weight right now. We had lunch today. I didn't eat the sandwich because I got a salad here. I got a salad. Well, I got celery. I got carrots. I'm trying to be healthy.
These are, they have the wafer, so they're for candy. They're probably low calorie.
And green tea is kind of
it's good for
healthier,
you,
right?
Right. It's an interesting flavor, isn't it? It's like green tea chocolate. The whole thing is green on the inside too.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
This is pretty dark. Simone, where you get these from? Where'd she get these from?
Oto's, right? She got them at Oto's.
What is Oto's? I don't even know what that is.
Oto's is a store. Is it Freeport, you said? I've been there.
Freeport Boulevard?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a wonderful
specialty
marketplace.
Japanese market quarter. Simone, get on the mic.
Yeah, it's huge.
All of a sudden, Simone being bashful. Usually she see a mic, she get all excited. Now all of a sudden.
We love it.
I love this.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'll get you a bag.
I might love this better than the actual regular.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Because it's not as chocolate. It's not, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just
they're really good.
nice and smooth. And what are you having the same kind?
Same kind. And then you have another one too, I think.
What's the pink one, Simone?
Strawberry.
Ooh, I might hold off on that.
What do we have? We have strawberry
and green tea.
Green tea. And I want to show you a picture. This is when I was in Japan. That is a champagne Kit Kat. Or maybe it's sake.
Now, why you didn't bring the champagne over?
I know, right?
And there's
duty-free store.
Cheesecake.
Bro.
Oh, man,
Kit
you
Kat.
sleeping.
They love Kit Kat in Japan.
Dude, you were counting sheep. You are sleeping.
Do we like cookies and cream? I can also
Love
pick
it.
up. We can
Love
pick up
it.
a cookies and cream Kit Kat they had. It looked like a dark varietal, like a dark chocolate.
You can keep that.
Yummy.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is like, you have just blown my mind.
And if you're wondering, we don't have anything with Oto's or anything. It's just Drapes mentioned last week that he loves Kit Kats, and I love Kit Kats, and Simone brought these in today. So
Appreciate it, Simone. See, Simone always thinking about us. I love that.
That's what a young lady does.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have
Leave it up to you, Busters.
No, dude, you got to Busters. So Simone gave us 4. I don't know if she gave you 4.
I think 2 of those are J's.
Nah.
See what I just said? That's my point right there.
I can't
That's
read
my
the
point.
rest.
J.
Does that say J? Is that what
Yeah.
that says, Simone?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I had it upside down. All right.
Yeah.
Dang.
Drapes J, kind of. Okay, I got you.
My man, I really had it upside down. Jay, you watching your weight now anyway. You
You're
don't
right.
need these big
But
fellas.
Vegas set me back, fellas. I ain't gonna lie. And the cruise, it
All
set me
right.
back.
All right. So next hour I'll do the strawberry. How about that?
Very good.
Got to
Thank
pace
you,
yourself with them.
Yeah. Very nice. I got to bring in the apple ones. I predict you're going to not like them. But I
Did
forgot
you
to
like
bring-
them?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Bring them in. Yeah, I'll
Mhm.
check them out. I
Mhm.
like Kit Kat. It's hard to mess up a Kit Kat.
I know.
I feel like.
I know. I'm with you.
You saying the apple one? No, they messed it
Something
up.
didn't work. Yeah. Something. See what you think.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But
yeah.
to your point, everyone likes Kit Kats. Everyone loves Drew Timmy. I mean, loves Drew Timmy, the Kit Kat of basketball players.
Can I say this? And I'm gonna be 100% on. Drew Timmy is my guy. Like, and I've never met him. I have no idea. You know, he doesn't know who I am. But he's a Gonzaga basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
I love Gonzaga basketball.
Why is that again? I know you have a Gonzaga shirt.
Wife was from Gonzaga,
okay.
but even before I met her, dude, I was Blake Stepp, Dan Dickow.
Uh-huh.
Those are my guys. Adam Morrison. Remember, I thought he was going to have a great NBA career. And then in visiting Spokane, I went to the Kennel, went to a Gonzaga basketball game, hung out at Jack and Dan's. You know Jack and Dan's? You know who that is?
Don't.
John Stockton's dad's place.
Oh, okay.
Jack and Dan. Yep. That's his bar in Spokane. And so, yeah, that's my college squad. Out of any team, that's my college team.
Interesting.
Right there. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to have my boy on. So.
He's an interesting player in that, like you say, he's still trying to find his way into the NBA. But people who saw him in college, you know, he was College Player of the Year, wasn't he?
Yes, I do believe so.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
He was a big time college star.
Right.
So that's how people know him. And they don't just know him. It's like, whoa, Drew Timmy.
And I got to ask him about the narrative that he played like 7 seasons, because it seemed like he was, but the dude's only 23 years old. It's not like he's like 26, not like, who was it? Not Carson Wentz. Who was the quarterback at Florida State many years ago? Chris Winkie. Chris Winkie, who was like 28 playing college ball.
Right.
Like Drew Timmy was, actually regular college age, but it seemed like he was around there forever. And so
he was actually an AARP member while he was quarterback in his squad.
Yeah, 2-time West Coast Player of the Year, first team All-American, first team All-West Coast, Karl Malone Award in 2021, most outstanding player in the conference. This dude is highly decorated. And this is a great get. Dude, you having another one?
Yes, I am. It melted a little bit. I unfortunately had it in my pocket, but that's all right.
So timeout.
Not going to affect
Timeout.
I have virtually at all.
You know how when you hang out with people, you sort of get to know them. I'm starting to get to know and figure you out, Whitey.
Yeah.
Did you break your Kit Kat in half?
Well,
like, are you a break off each wafer kind of Kit Kat eater?
Some of it was because it was melting and it did that.
Right.
But yeah, I do that sometimes.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I just shoved the thing. I just bite it like a
What's
candy
the song?
bar. Like,
break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. It's in the song.
You're a rule follower. I'm not. That's where we're different. You know, if you say break it off, I'm saying nope, I'm not doing that. And
I just follow suggestions to see if they work. So
I don't believe she actually brought Jay too. That's
well, you sure are counting. Stop counting pockets. We don't count pockets on this show.
Keep it real. Simone, is she still back there?
Back here.
I appreciate you bringing the Kit Kats in. But next time, Simone, when you bring in the mini Kit Kats, bring like 6 apiece, man. Like, why are you being all cheap? 2.
She probably didn't know if we'd like them.
All right, I guess. I appreciate the effort, but 2, I could eat that like that.
This is a sample platter for you guys, just to give you guys the experience. I didn't even know if you were going to like it.
That's another difference between you and me. You just pointed out one. Me, if someone brings me something, like, thank you. And you're like, hey, these are little.
Dog,
I need more.
She brought the Costco sampler. You ever go to Costco and they handed out the samples in the little white cups? That's what this is right here.
I brought it for everyone, all of my colleagues. I even brought some for Verlad, so everyone can try and enjoy the happiness that Kit Kats.
All right. When I bring something in for somebody, watch the difference. It ain't going to be a half of a bar.
How long have you been here?
You haven't earned that yet. You guys
bringing
haven't.
a Kirkland pack.
I bring you some Kirkland golf balls. That's about it.
Huh.
All right. You got me fired up here.
What was your, as we have Drew Timmy coming up here.
Are you fired up about Kit Kats, man?
Because, man.
Oh, I get fired up.
Like, this is
You
my
get fired
jam.
up about Kit Kats?
And Drew Timmy.
Yes.
Well, I can see that.
Like,
yeah.
this is the perfect Tuesday here.
Are we taking a timeout before Drew Timmy, or are we keeping
Yeah,
it
of
here?
course.
Yeah,
You
all right.
You still
You wanna
got a
take a
minute
break?
to talk
All
about
right.
the love of Kit Kats.
What was your number one takeaway from Summer League? Be it NBA, Bronny, the Kings, anything.
Oh, okay. Anything?
Anything in Summer League. Maybe it was personal because you were there.
I would say this draft class is a lot better than I expected.
Amen.
This draft class, it was being panned as the worst draft class in the last 20 years. No star players. There are a number of guys, I think. Reed Shepard's one of them. My boy Dillingham balled out. Dalton Connect looked good. There are a number of players that are going to be all-star caliber talent, I think, from this draft.
My number one takeaway, I'm right there with you. At least 4 rookies of Shepard, Castle, Dillingham, Klingon.
Yep.
Are going to be impact players on the West for years to come. Edie and Williams could be in Dalton Connect too.
No, I'm
for
with
a bad
you.
draft, this class is off to a great start.
Yes.
Bad draft class.
Right. I agree with you. And who's the one kid? I need to look up the draft where everybody is saying it's the steal of the draft. And I'm not talking
Jaleel
about
Ware?
No, he's been great. He was great as well. But it was somebody else, and I'm pulling it up right now, and people are like, man, it's the Bulls, Matas Buzelis.
Oh.
Buzelis.
Matas Buzelis.
Yes. They say that dude is going to be a steal. And so I think there's a lot even look at the Sixers draft, Jared McCain, your boy Khalil Ware that you just brought up, Dalton Connect. There are a number of guys that I think are going to be impactful players, to your point, this upcoming season.
And we're right back with Drew Timmy next. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Well, we're very excited. Kyle Draper and me, Whitey Gleason, getting ready to talk here to consensus first-team All-American 2023, Karl Malone Award winner 2021, two-time WCC Player of the Year, just completed a very successful Summer League stint in Vegas with the Kings. Drew Timmy, nice enough to join us. Drew, how are you? Thanks for your time today. What's going on?
Doing great, man. Thanks for allowing me to be on the show.
Absolutely. Drew, how happy were you with the way things went this summer, especially considering that you were coming off a fractured foot?
Yeah, I was very happy. You know, I was very excited just to be able to hoop again, and everything felt great. I felt like I was in better shape and moving better than I ever had before. So, you know, honestly, it might have been good to get a little break from basketball. I was really able to work on some things, and super happy with how things went.
Hey, Drew, Kyle Draper here, man. Hey, how would you characterize your summer league experience with the Kings?
I thought it was great, man. I love the system that they play in. I feel like it's really good for a player like myself. And then obviously being with the coaching staff and Coach DC, a fellow WCC guy, man, that was pretty cool. And then getting to play with some of the guys, especially that were on their team and stuff. It was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. I had a great time.
Drew Timmy is with us. And Drew, if you have already addressed this, I apologize. If you did, I didn't see it. But one of the first things I wondered when I saw you playing this year was, hey, where's the headband? So where's the Drew Timmy headband? What happened?
The headband is something that is sacred and special to me, and I feel like I got to earn the right to wear it.
Wow.
So, coming back from injury, you know, you gotta prove yourself before you can wear it. So
Wow.
I feel like I have earned the right to wear it after summer league, so it'll come back after then.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Good to
I appreciate that, Drew. Drew averaged better than 11 points per game in summer league. Drew, your birthday is coming up September 9th. That's the same birthday as my mother. She's a little bit older than you, but you're clearly my guy, and she listens to the show, so she'll be excited to hear that. What's next for you in terms of the Kings, and was it just a summer league deal? Where do things stand at right now?
Well, what a great day your mother was born on.
Exactly, right? This date in history, September 9th, man.
Yeah. But with the Kings and stuff, I loved my time there. I loved the coaches and teammates and everything. And I would love for it to work out. I know my agency and the Kings obviously have been in talks. So we'll see what happens between those two groups. But I enjoyed my time there. And if it works out, I'd love to be back there.
Drew Timmy is with us. And Drew, you've addressed some of this with your answers already here, but I'm just wondering, originally, what drew you, what brought you to the Kings organization in the first place?
Obviously, it was at first, it was just the main thing was being able to play in front of people and show people that I was healthy again. Mm-hmm. Obviously, after ending my season being hurt. And, you know, when I was talking to my agency at first, we really want to talk about the California Classic just because we were just so focused on Vegas. And then the Kings kind of just came in like, hey, do you want to do this and everything? And we were like, we're like, hell yeah! Like the more games, the better. So it's kind of cool that it worked out that way, and obviously think it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it. What were some of the things the Kings told you and you learned from Doug and having him as a coach of Summer League?
They really helped me a lot. Just kind of understand like spacing. They helped me with my defense a lot too. Just being in the right spot, like learning their terminology and stuff, and kind of how they want to play. But also just kind of figuring out that like kind of how their offense flows and how I can best be adept to do that in that situation. So it was really good.
Mm-hmm. Drew, I wanted to share with you a scouting report from Seth Greenberg, and this was before one of the Summer League games. And I'll share what he said, and I want to just see what you think of his scouting report on Drew Timmy. Really good feel for the game, terrific passer, creates angles to get to the basket. Not the best athlete on the floor, but he's a guy who understands how to use his body and understands how to play the game. It's more than just running and jumping. It's about making winning plays, end quote. What do you think of that Seth Greenberg breakdown of your game?
I think that's a pretty good scouting report. I definitely feel like I make plays to win. I would definitely say I'm probably a bit of more of an athlete than people would think, though. Yeah. I mean, I had some blocks in Summer League and stuff, and I think even the way I'm able to like push the ball and get down the court fast is pretty athletic. While I might not block every shot, I might take a couple charges or something, but I can dunk every now and then. So other than that, I like the report.
Yeah, because your mother and father were both really good athletes, right?
Yeah, my dad played in Europe for a couple of years, and my mom used to play tennis back in the day.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, when it comes to dunking, Drew, no need to, exert unnecessary energy. You want to save your – no need to, a layup is just as good. Let me ask you this, though.
2 points.
Right, exactly. You're kind of a cult figure. We promoted that you were coming on the show with us today, and I got people not even from around here, not even from Spokane or anywhere like that, are like, oh, my God, you guys are having Drew Timmy on. He's my favorite player. I love Drew. What's it like being Drew Timmy? Talk about that. Do you feel like you got a cult following out there?
I mean, I don't think we see a lot of people rocking handlebars and mustaches on the streets. Maybe not a cult following, but but no, I mean, it's great, all the love and everything I see across social media and stuff. I guess I describe it more as polarizing because I feel like you either love me or hate me. I mean, I got a lot of people who don't like me as well, but that's kind of the fun of it, being loved and hated. It's pretty fun, I would say. It makes the game more fun as well.
As you mentioned, your dad played in Europe. Was there one thing about basketball you learned from him that maybe was the most important thing since your dad was a professional?
I would say the footwork. That was definitely him that taught me that.
Wow.
And people always wonder, like, how'd you score from this angle, or how do you score the way you do? I'm like, well, because if I tried to score regular, my dad would block it. So they're just trying to find creative ways to score over people, and those are probably the two main things that I would give him the most credit for.
How many years did it take before you could beat your dad one-on-one?
I probably could beat him around 7th or 8th grade.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good. Yeah.
That's impressive. I got a 10th grader, and he still can't beat me, Drew. He think he can, but all I got to do is back him down with this 260 frame and put him on the low block. So 7th, 8th grade, that's pretty impressive, man.
Yeah. Keep him in his place as long as possible, because he's probably going to get you soon.
Exactly. Drew, I want to ask you about a viral moment during Summer League. You went at Alex Sarr, the number 2 pick, got the and one, and did the Timmy shimmy. Where did that come from?
Some of the coaches were like, "Why haven't you hit the stash yet?" I was like, "No, I really haven't dunked it at all." And then one of them was like, "You won't hit a little shimmy?" I was like, "You know what? If I get an and one and make it, I'll do it." And I got fouled twice and missed a dunk and a layup. So I almost didn't do it. And then I finally hit the and one. So I was finally able to hit the little shimmy. So it was just a little funny thing that happened.
Did you, Drew Timmy is our guest, of course, here. Did you have a favorite NBA player growing up watching basketball?
Yeah, definitely was Dirk. I mean, I was a Mavericks fan growing up and stuff, and watching him play, obviously. So he's my favorite player.
Oh, because you're from Texas, huh? So yeah.
Yeah, Richardson, Texas. Drew, let me ask you this, though. Gonzaga has had a long line of NBA players. You know, we can go back to Blake Stepp, John Stockton, Dan Dickow. Who's your favorite all-time Zag? Not somebody you played with, though, and not yourself. Who's your favorite all-time Zag?
Well, you took my answer. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly, see? Dude, there's only one right answer. You're trying to join the Kings now. You know that, right? You're trying to get a contract with the Kings. There's only one right answer, but go ahead.
I will say my favorite was Rob Zachary. I loved how funny he was.
Yep.
But I will say when I did first ever watch the Zags, Sabonis and them came and played down at SMU. And my dad and I were like, oh, wow, like this program's really good. I was probably like 12 or 13, so I wasn't really getting recruited crazy, but we started watching their games after that and stuff. So honestly, Sabonis probably did help me end up becoming a Zag way back in the day, believe it or not.
Okay. Have you ever been to Jack and Dan's?
More times than I'd like to admit, probably.
It's like a stone's throw from campus, too, right? Like a block or two away from campus.
Very easy to get to, unfortunately.
Hey, Drew, it's interesting the way you guys came together this summer without having played together a lot. What stood out to you about the guys that you played with this summer on the Kings Summer League squad?
Yeah, I mean, they were very good. You know, obviously, like you had the guys that have been there for a while and on the roster and stuff, and you figured those guys would kind of just be, you know, hogging the ball and like it's their time to shine. But they were so team oriented and helping us a lot, especially in those like couple days of practices you get.
Mm-hmm.
So they made it really easy to kind of feel comfortable within their system and really helped a lot because it is tough playing with a bunch of new guys.
Sure.
That you get together for a couple days and just play some games. So they really helped a lot, make it just feel easy to get comfortable with everything.
Hey, Drew, can you make the case, to the fan base, to the organization right now, why you would be a good fit with Sacramento? What kind of things do you bring to the table that maybe we don't necessarily see in the box score?
Yeah, I think I'm a great teammate. I'm a really good energy guy. You know, I'm a guy that would bring it all the time in practice, be kind of like a spark plug. I think that's kind of who I am as a person. So I could bring a lot of energy and passion to the program.
Well, you brought a
and
lot
do whatever it takes to win too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely brought a lot of energy and passion to our show. We appreciate it very much. It's been a pleasure catching up with you. We hope we have the opportunity to do it again soon, Drew. Thanks very much. Congrats on a great summer.
Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, hopefully we can get it going again soon.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Our guy, Drew Timmy. That's great stuff. Yes.
Funny.
Man,
that's a little understated. Funny, understated.
Man. Jay, thank you for setting that up. Give Jay major props, man. I'll tell you what, Jay's been on fire the last week. Not that he was bad at his job before, but Jordan McLaughlin, Drew Timmy, that's pretty impressive, Jay. We appreciate that, man.
Jay is always like hot coals, but now it's like the flames.
The flames are right. This dude's on fire.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen you so excited after talking to anybody.
Nah. Usually, other than Joe Montana the one time, but Drew Timmy, that's huge, man. This is a guy I watched in college, followed his career. So, I hope he lands with the Kings.
Yeah. More on Drew Timmy and the Kings just completed Summer League. When we come right back, Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, The indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531. 808-2531. It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531. 808-2531.
You did it, Boston. The Celtics are NBA champions. It's time to come together and celebrate in style. Go to NBAstore.com right now to get all your championship gear. The official locker room collection with t-shirts for the whole crew. The official locker room hat and everything you need to celebrate the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy. Celtics fans, it's your time, so get your gear. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle Draper here to remind you that the famous Bay Area pizza company Amici's East Coast Pizzeria has just opened its first location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. Visit Amici's.com and click on the Sacramento banner for their menu and to order. And as a special deal all this week, enter promo code SAC20 at checkout to receive 20% off your entire order. So when you want to enjoy great pizza with family and friends this week, use promo code SAC20 at Amici's.com and Amici's delivers.
18 number one. What was I thinking? Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hard Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by McKee Brothers Plumbing, Rooter and Inc. and Dawson Oil Company.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings' Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Rave reviews for Drew Timmy on the chat. We'll get right back to that. First, I want to let you know here that you can put summer into full throttle with Sactown Sports. Wine Country becomes the ultimate racing destination once again. As the final stop of the summer Western swing concludes, Sonoma Raceway. Looking for caller number, Drapes? What do you think?
6.
Caller number 6! To score a family 4-pack of tickets to the NHRA this weekend at Sonoma Raceway. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. Thank you for listening and good luck. We have this on the chat from the Soul Shine Band. Funny, quick, witty. That's a smooth cat right there. Sign him.
Yeah, Drew Timmy, man, a legend on the college basketball level. Hopefully a Sacramento Kings legend to come. Really a good dude. And somebody was like, guys, you got to ask him about Carmichael Dave. Drew Timmy don't know who Carmichael Dave is. Come on, man. I'm not going to waste airtime talking about that dude.
What are we
in the
supposed
morning.
to ask him?
Right. People say they look alike.
Oh.
Do you think?
I always thought Carmichael Dave looked more like Zydrunas Ilgauskas. I don't remember.
Kind of big and dumpy, you know.
Yeah.
Is that what you
just kind of big and yeah. I mean yeah, we had more important things to ask him about.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah. From Brandon Dietzman, his push shot is certified dad proof.
Yes.
I didn't realize that's where he developed some of those funky moves.
Yeah.
My dad would block it if I came
You got it. Exactly, and so somebody 916, guys, great interview. I'm hoping the Kings sign him. We can't underestimate his basketball IQ. That was our boy Jeff chiming in. So he's a fan favorite, man. It's just something, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the mustache, the game, whatever it is, but people gravitate towards him. They root for him.
He's had a lot of success at the college level, right? He was on TV a lot, big-time college basketball star, and very relatable game for a lot of us. We see him play, and we think, if I played, I'd kind of have to play like that. But it's funny. Yeah. I'm glad he mentioned that when I read the breakdown from Seth Greenberg. And everyone says, he's not very athletic. And I get it. By NBA standards, maybe not. But as he said, I think I'm a little more athletic than people think. He comes from a very athletic family.
That's true.
Good genes.
And just because he's not running and dunking and screaming and everything like that, I mean, you got to be kind of an athlete to get to that level too.
Yeah.
And to be that successful. Like, how can an unathletic, non-athletic guy, have the kind of career that he had? So I agree with him, man. He's probably a little more, athletic than people give him credit for.
You think he has a shot sticking with the club?
I think on the G League level, I think, and he talked about it at the end there, the basketball IQ, the work ethic, all of that. Those are things that organizations, when you're trying to win a championship, need. You need guys like him. And so I would not be opposed from him having a G League contract, or even, as, on the big league club. I believe we still have one roster spot left, depending on what Monty decides to do. Drew Timmy, to me, is a solid practice player, guy that, here's the thing about Timmy. When he's in the game, when he's on the floor, he doesn't hurt you. He's not turning it over. He's not throwing up wild shots. He's not taking shots outside of his comfort zone. He's a solid, good player. And I think the Kings could use somebody like that, listed at 6'10" as well. And so, we could use a guy like him.
I think it was Pete Carril who said once, Jerry was telling me about this, if I have it right. Pete Carril once said, if you can pass, you can play.
Yes.
And obviously that's not true if you're 5'2" or something, but in general, if you can pass, you can play. He can pass. He's an excellent passer.
Excellent passer, and when you look at, I'm looking at his career numbers at Gonzaga. Like I said, it seemed like he was there forever. He only played 4 seasons. You know what I mean? He only played 4 seasons in Gonzaga. In his final year there, 21 points, 7.5 rebounds, 61% from the field. His sophomore year, he led the country in shooting at 65%. And it wasn't just he overpowered guys, or like, he's crafty with it. The little push shot, the touch around the basket. And so I hope somebody gives him a shot, and I hope it's Sacramento.
He was co-WCC Player of the Year in 2023, I believe. You know who he shared those honors with? From Santa Clara?
Yes. Brandon Pajemski, who the Warriors are high on and maybe starting him this summer. But, man, that was – and if I'm correct, Pajemski squad, I need to look this up. Did they win the conference? Like, that was a solid team that he had. And I believe they defeated Gonzaga, who was, highly ranked at the time. And so some good players coming out of the West Coast Conference.
So would Drew Timmy be your Summer League Player of the Year for the Kings? We kicked that around a little bit yesterday into the show. I remember you said, I got to think about that. If you were going to give away, like summer camp, who's a camper of the year for the Kings in Summer League this year? Boogie Ellis certainly deserves some consideration. Mason Jones. Obviously, having just talked to Drew Timmy, it's hard not to vote for him. And that was a huge year for him because, as he said, it wasn't just that he came here and played well. He was trying to show that he could still play after fracturing his foot.
Right. He was coming back from injury. Yes. I think for me, I would probably say Mason Jones. And here's why. One, they were asking him to play out of position. They were asking him to run the point. That's not his natural position. But he did a hell of a job at it. He did a really good job at it. 2, I think he was their most consistent player game in and game out. Sure, he wasn't going off for 30 every night or anything like that, but he filled up the stat sheet. He had the points, the rebounds, the assists. Looking at his stats right now. How about this, Whitey? 12.8 points per game for Mason Jones. Let's see here. What else I got? I'm looking at this box score. Well, the stat sheet. 5.8 rebounds, 5.8 assists. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
12, 6, and 6 in a short period of time. And I thought defensively he was a game changer out there. He played a extremely tight defense, got in the passing lanes, 2 steals per game he had. And so I would say Mason Jones for my money.
Do you have any idea who is even being considered to coach the G League team? And I don't.
No. That's a great question. I don't. It's something I hadn't even thought about with Lindsay leaving. I know they just hired a new GM out there in Stockton. I forget his name. Excuse me. I apologize for that. But, there's a new GM. So I would imagine, they would, when you look at it, there's nobody on the current staff, that fits the bill for the G League.
Doug wouldn't want
Doug's
to do that.
not going down there. Yeah. Exactly. Luke Laux isn't going down there. Barbosa isn't going down there. Maybe Jawad Williams, but I doubt it. I think they'll bring in somebody from the outside. And Mike Brown addressed it in Vegas about some of the open positions that they have on the coaching staff. And he said he'll take his time. And, they promoted a lot of guys from within, moved them, up to the front of the bench. But he's going to add some people, before the season starts.
Hopefully Drew Timmy will be at least a part of the Stockton Kings. Yeah, maybe he ends up on the roster here. I know a lot of fans are really excited about that. Remember, we talked to, was it Coach Savage last week, said Drew Timmy should be starting at the 4.
Right. You remember that guy's name?
Yeah.
You're impressive.
Coach Savage.
Coach Savage. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
He's a coach, so he knows what he's talking
coach.
about. He says it'd be a double-double machine.
Right. I hope somebody gives him a shot, because here's the thing about Timmy. And a lot of times, the NBA, they talk about potential. I'd rather a guy that I know can be a solid 10-year veteran in this league instead of some guy you're just taking a chance on that may flame out. This dude can help you. Maybe not in games, but even in practice, Drew Timmy can help you out.
He understands how to play the game, which you'd think everybody does. But as we've seen, not everyone does understand. They're still learning.
They're still learning. Right. He knows who he is. He's comfortable in his skin. Like I said, he's not trying to do too much. And so let's give Drew Timmy a shot.
Yeah. All we were saying is give Drew a shot. So we appreciate Drew Timmy being with us today. Top of the hour, Sam Monson, Sam Monson, lead NFL analyst, Pro Football Focus. He just came up with his most underrated offensive players for this year. Drapes, you're not going to like.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with that dude anyway. I can't wait. Bring him on. Sure, we can't get him now? Let's go.
Top of the hour. And coming up next, tell you about Team USA, 3 areas in which they need to firm things up. Team USA actually has looked in some ways, believe it or not, a little soft so far this year. That's next year with the Drive Guys. Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet Store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and, of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's alsco.com.
Sponsored by Xfinity Internet. Enjoy ultimate control of your home network. Personalize your Wi-Fi name and password. Assign user profiles. View and control connected devices and more with the Xfinity Internet app.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting. Endless waves crashing on a beach. Kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere. Certainly not in California. Not even one piece. Good news? If we work together, we will change it all. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Walk straight out my dream like there she is.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Sam Monson from Pro Football Focus coming up top of the hour, as I mentioned. And one of the things we'll be asking him about is this news that the NFL and the Players Association apparently discussing at very high levels an 18-game schedule.
Wow. Unbelievable. NFL is just a money-hungry league. Nobody's clamoring for 18 more football.
I know. It should be like, oh, that's great. But it makes me a little nervous.
Yeah. And what's the Super Bowl going to go into March now or something? Like, what are we going to do here?
Maybe they start earlier. And this is one way they'd get people excited about it is if they say, we'll have one last preseason game and then the season starts. And my fear would just be, and we'll talk more about it here, of course, but by the time you get to the Super Bowl, some of the best teams are going to they won't have all their players.
Right.
It's
More chance for
attrition.
injury. Yeah, exactly. And we've seen in recent years, injuries have played a major part in deciding who's Super Bowl champ. I honestly, I miss the good old 16. 8 home, 8 away. Now you got, it's kind of 9 home, 8 away, 8, it's, I don't like it at all, man. It's maybe I'm an old fuddy-duddy. I guess I am by saying the word fuddy-duddy, but you know what I mean? Anytime you use that word, like, yeah, you're showing your age, but I miss, 16 games. I miss it. It's rubbing me the wrong way. There's too much football as is, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm old enough to remember 14 games.
Really?
And 16 was better than 14. 14 was cool, but 16 is better than 14. But I don't think 17 or 18 are better than 16.
Did you remember, was there any backlash or, why are we going to 16?
No,
14
none.
is just fine.
There was no backlash, the least that I was aware of.
If your passion is bass fishing.
It's not.
It's not.
If it was, I would be listening to Seth. No, it was just like, 2 more games. What's the big deal?
Right.
Yeah, they used to play 6 preseason games.
6?
Yes.
I remember 4, but 6?
6, yeah.
Wow. What is it now? 3 now, right?
Yeah,
it's 3 now. It's and nobody cares about. So it would go maybe 2 preseason and 18 regular season. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's
More
just
football.
too much.
What's not to like?
It's too much football. First of all, the game is watered down as is with Thursday night. Now you're talking, a Friday night package and then, a Tuesday night. Like, it's too much. It's watered down. In the NFL, here's the thing. They're printing money. Money is coming in hand over fist. Why do you need to add another game?
Yeah, they certainly don't need to with all the money they made, a record amount of money raised last year, earned, I should say. But, eventually we're going to end up with an NFL game every day or night of the week. Right, that's going to happen.
It is going to happen. Then how do you handle the bye week? You know, do you give teams, you can't play a Sunday and then turn around and play a Wednesday, can you?
Yeah, maybe you have to give, like Monday and Tuesday off, but if they can, they'll do it. Have games every night of the week if they can get away with it.
Yeah, it's in the NFL, they can get away with it. They get away with everything.
Yeah.
Every time we think, oh, man, this is it. The NFL's done. A player died on the field. We're done. People always come back.
Right.
And a matter of fact, I got the email from my fantasy football league, and I'm like, here we go again. I'm still doing it. I'm still paying attention, still following it. NFL, no fun league.
Well, somebody's having fun.
Somebody's having
fun. Yeah. You know what it's going to lead to with the 18-game schedule? We will have load management in the NFL. Maybe 18 is not quite there, but if you get to 20 ever, which could happen, and 18's right on the borderline, there's going to be games where so-and-so's not playing today because he's managing his load.
Right. When do you get to the point where regular season games aren't mattering as much? The reason why the NFL is so great is when you add 16, every game mattered. Is there going to be a tipping point where you get to 18, 20, where, you know what, we can lose this one, we'll be okay? The reason the NFL is great is because every week you got to win. Patrick Mahomes and them but if you'll start turning into the NBA, NHL, and all these other leagues.
I could not agree with you more. I think that's absolutely true. And it's just, the league probably knows it on some level, but figures, it'll be all right. But maybe it is just people like us who remember when there are fewer games. But can you imagine after we have 18 games for a few years, it's going to get to a point where like week 2, week 3 will be like, it's not really that.
It's not that important, right? It's still got 15, 16 more games. There's plenty of time to make up for
Opening day will always be a thing, but then after that, it's like, October games don't matter.
I agree with you. And, it'll probably happen, though, Whitey. I mean, I was surprised. Remember, they've been talking about 18 games for a number of years. Then they went to 17. And so it's only a natural order that they go to 18.
That's so sneaky, huh?
So sneaky, right?
We'll go to 18 right away.
Right.
We'll go to 17 and then we'll have 18.
Is that Jerry Jones right there?
Yes,
okay.
is.
All right. Okay. Just
how about them Cowboys? Yeah. Okay. So I mentioned Team USA. Drapes, here's what concerns me about Team USA. And I know they got the win yesterday over Germany, but too many turnovers, too much dribble penetration allowed, too many second chance points allowed. I remember talking to you about this after they beat Australia. They gave up in that game, even though they won against Australia, they gave up 68 points in the paint. As good as this team is so far, they've been a little soft. Team USA has been a little soft defensively.
Come on, Whitey.
68 points in the paint.
First of all,
Boomers?
that was without my boy Derek White, if I'm correct. I don't know if Derek White played in that. And here's the thing: when you watch Team USA play, and maybe people at home can chime in on this or text us or hit us up on the YouTube.
Nobody watches the games because you never know what channel they're on, FS1, or when they're on. But we'll be watching during the Olympics.
We'll be watching first game Sunday in the Olympics. Here's the thing: when I watch Team USA, effort sometimes can work against you. Meaning, when you're pressing up on a guy, you're overplaying, you're gambling too much, you want it so badly that you're too geeked up. Instead of playing solid positional defense, you're like, I got to get up on this guy. Then the guy blows by you, and then now you're playing from behind. And I think that's what's happening with Team USA. They're a little too geeked up defensively, meaning they want it too badly that the other teams, the opponents, are using their aggressiveness against them.
One of the things you pointed out yesterday was that USA struggled against South Sudan because South Sudan was making threes. Well, they were getting open threes because of the way USA was getting beaten, dribble penetration, creating those open looks. The old spray game, which I know you love.
Spray threes, yeah.
Yeah. But I was just going to say, one thing that's really stood out so far, man, LeBron wants this. He's playing hard.
King James, man.
Yeah.
King James. And you could argue the two best players on Team USA so far have been LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has been wonderful on both ends of the floor. LeBron James has been clutch down the stretch. There's no answer. He's a human cheat code. There's nobody that can stop him from getting to where he wants to go. And, with him now being the flag bearer, carrying the flag, this might be LeBron's sort of coronation as the greatest athlete in the United States right now. And I'm, it could be debatable, but he's the face of USA athletics going over to Paris right now. And so remember 2008, I think it was that the Redeem team, or 2012? Yeah, 2008 maybe. Kobe Bryant. He was sort of brought in, they had lost in 2004. 2008, Kobe said, I got this. And he sort of set the tone. He was sort of the, an elder statesman compared to, LeBron and Carmelo Bosch and those guys. I think LeBron James is now sort of the elder statesman where they look to him to carry them down the stretch. Did you hear the comment Anthony Edwards made after the South Sudan game? He was asked, what changed? What was the difference? How were you guys able to get the win? He said, LeBron James. And so now, even though Anthony Edwards went into the Olympics saying, guys got to fit in with me, I think you're seeing the pecking order. It's LeBron James at the top.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting to me yesterday when we talked about this, and I was saying I was a little concerned, and you were saying, no, there's nothing to be concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
So when I said this or that with this player, that player, you would say, no. But when Steve Kerr came up, you went, oh, yeah, I'm not so sure about Steve Kerr as the coach.
I don't know what it is, and I couldn't pinpoint X's and O's, substitutions. I just don't know what it is, but the FIBA World Cup was an utter failure. Let's call it what it is. No way Team USA should be fourth in the World Cup. Then I look at, Steve Kerr in during the regular season. Shoot, I could go back to the season before when the Lakers bounced him out with quick. So Steve hasn't had the best couple of years recently. Sure, he has 4 championships, but now it's like, how can you mess this up? And if they lose, he's going to get most of the blame.
He probably will get a good chunk of it.
Right.
He probably won't be the coach anymore.
Right. Exactly. And think about it.
But they'll win. They're not.
You think so?
Yeah.
They won 18, 2008, 12, 16, 21, with other coaches. Greg Popovich, Mike Krzyzewski was the coach. Now you got Steve Kerr taking over. If they come up short, it's not going to be the players.
Right.
I think Steve Kerr is going to be the guy that people look at.
By the way, Steve Kerr said there is no thought to taking or asking Kevin Durant to leave the team. He says no thought of that.
No thought.
Yeah. It needs to be done, but apparently it's not going to be done.
Does that mean they think he'll actually play, or is he just there, as a ML Carr with the Celtics waving a towel, basically? Is he like the mascot?
He'll be fine. But then, behind closed doors, like, oh, please, we hope he's fine. We hope he's fine.
Think about this. They'd rather have an injured Kevin Durant than the finals MVP, Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Another example. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Monson's going to
Let's go, Sam.
When we come back.
Welcome to the Terror Dome.
Brilliant football analyst. Just put together just a tremendous NFL most underrated offensive players for this year. Kyle Draper doesn't agree with all the selections.
Not at all.
We'll see what you think when we come right back to Sactown Sports.
Michael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento Summertime Heat is back. And, of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And, as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
18 number ones. What was I thinking? Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now, Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dansha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITBFest.com.
Brought to you by McKee Brothers Plumbing, Rooter and Heat, and Dawson Oil Company.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my tax. It's a horrible feeling.
he was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside to Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Got a 49er update for you with players, veterans reporting today and a workout tomorrow. Ian Rappaport says Brandon Aiyuk is reporting to training camp. Sources tell me or him and Mike Garofalo, despite his desires for a new contract. So Brandon Aiyuk is going to report to camp. More now on the NFL and the Niners. Special guest joining us, the outstanding lead analyst from Pro Football Focus, Sam Monson. How are you today, Sam?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
We're doing fine, but I got to warn you right away. You got Jay in there. I think you may have spoken to Jay. Big 49er fan. I like the 49ers. Kyle Draper is he's a 49er hater. He's from Philadelphia. just I'm warning you, if you say anything positive or favorable about the Niners and you hear somebody, it's probably Kyle Draper.
Got it. Makes sense.
Oh, Sam, don't listen to him. I'm the most unbiased guy in this building. These guys got their 49ers under ruse, so they're going to lap up everything positive you say about the Niners. I'm going to hold you accountable, and we're going to keep it real here on the drive, guys. That's the difference between me and them.
You said you had an issue with Sam when we mentioned he was coming on, so why don't you take it up with him?
And it's not necessarily Sam that I have. It's Pro Football Focus. And Sam, hear me out here. I usually rely on Pro Football Focus for everything. Position rankings. That's the Bible. I appreciate all the work you guys do. But you came up with the NFL's top 50 players. And first of all, no mention of my boy Brock Purdy. No mention. but no Jalen Hurts. And so I was a little frustrated about that. Just talk to me about how the top 50 players were decided. I think you only had 3 quarterbacks in the top 50.
No NFC quarterbacks.
No NFC quarterbacks. Dak Prescott finished second in MVP race, but yet it's not on that list. Can you just explain that to me, Sam?
Yeah, well, the first point is it's a position agnostic type of list, right? All positions are created equal. If we were factoring in value, the first 25 names on the list would all be quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And frankly, nobody wants to read a list like that, right? So we want to give guards, defensive tackles, cornerbacks, every other position as much love as the quarterback, even though we all know by far the most important, the most valuable position in the game is quarterback. So that's the first point. That's why you're not going to see a ton of quarterbacks on that list. Then, though, you get into the really difficult part, which is how do you compare a defensive tackle and a cornerback and a quarterback? And how do you weigh each one of those guys up and determine which one is better? And that's really difficult. I think there's no right and wrong answer to doing that. We can quantify some of the value at PFF. We have metrics like PFF WAR, and that would help you with the first list, right? The 25 quarterbacks one. It's not really helping you with trying to determine if Myles Garrett is a better player than Justin Jefferson or a better player than Chris Jones. And that's where it starts to get difficult. And you've got to try and work them and kind of look at them relative to their peers, relative to the other guys at those positions, and try and get an idea where they stand historically. And that gets really difficult really quickly.
Let me. I'm sorry to follow up on this here because this is bothering me. Like I said, Lane Johnson was the highest rated Eagle. He was at 10. How did we come to the conclusion that 5 of the top 8 players in the NFC are 49ers? You got George Kittle. Like, explain that to me. Like, if I'm Dak Prescott, if I'm CeeDee Lamb, if I'm some of these other guys, I'm feeling disrespected by this list.
I mean, look, the 49ers may have some problems on their roster, but the one thing they don't have is a lack of top-end superstar players. And we did an exercise a while ago, right, where we were saying, name the top 3 players on every NFL team. Mm-hmm. And most of the teams, you get 1 or 2, and then the third guy, you're like, okay, there's a couple of guys we could talk about, Pro Bowl-type players. The 49ers, to even get to 3, you are eliminating guys that are like the best player in the NFL at their respective position, right? If you want to call their 3 players, let's say Fred Warner, best linebacker in the NFL, Christian McCaffrey, best running back in the NFL, okay. Trent Williams, best left tackle in the NFL. Right. That leaves out Nick Bosa, who could be defensive player of the year in any given season. That leaves out your guy, Brock Purdy, leaves out all kinds of people, and that's just to get to 3. So, like it or not, the 49ers have an absolutely stacked roster at the top end.
Sam Monson from Pro Football Focus. So, yeah, as far as Brock Purdy goes, as I mentioned, your underrated offensive players for the year. Brock Purdy's the quarterback. Why? I agree with that, but why do you think we're still having this discussion? Do you think we'll ever get to a point where people will accept that Brock Purdy is a top flight quarterback, or is he always going to be seen as a guy by some?
No, there's always going to be a question about it. And the thing is, this is the problem with quarterback discourse is we can't even determine whether or not a guy is good or not, right? And it's impossible because the way I like to think of it is think of like a credit pie chart, right? Right now, all we know is that Brock Purdy is looking phenomenal out there. But how much of that is Brock Purdy? How much of the pie should he get? How much of the pie should Kyle Shanahan get? How much should the offensive line get? How much should the skill position players get? Each one of them deserves a little piece of that pie, and nobody has any idea how much until you start taking one of them away and start trying to look like, the A/B analysis, which you almost never get to do because the guys don't move or, players stay in place. So, and fundamentally, from the 49ers perspective, it doesn't matter how much of the credit pie he deserves until it gets due to pay him, right? And that's when it starts to become relevant again, because if Brock Purdy's piece of that pie is actually a lot smaller than, another quarterback's would be, well, then you need to say, should he be getting top of the market money? Or do we all need to acknowledge here that Brock Purdy is a little bit inflated by Shanahan and the skill position guys and the system and all those kinds of things? But it makes it really difficult to get a guy like Purdy who, Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick of the draft. Obviously, he's a better player than that, right? I think it's clear that if you put Brock Purdy anywhere in the NFL, he would be outperforming the last pick of the draft. The draft community, the NFL got it wrong. We misevaluated Brock Purdy, but we don't know that he would be the same player he is right now. And that's where it starts to get difficult. We know the two ends of the spectrum, right? He's better than Mr. Irrelevant. And he's probably not as good as he looks right now because this is the optimal situation for him. But where he fits in the middle there is anybody's guess.
I mean, the top 50, when you got 5 of the top 8, I think that's sort of, for those detractors of Brock Purdy, it's like, see, he has the most talent out of anybody around him. One thing that I noticed in the top 50, no Saquon Barkley. And I understand, his numbers were down. How do you think Saquon going to Philly impacts the Eagles and what they'll do this upcoming season?
I think it'll be a big help for them. I mean, Saquon Barkley, nobody's ever questioned his talent, right? He's an incredibly gifted player. He's a physical freak. He's incredibly good in the open field. He can score a touchdown from pretty much anywhere. And now he's going to what is by far the best situation he's ever been in terms of the blocking in front of him, the overall offensive scheme, the weapons around him. You should be getting the best version of Saquon Barkley this season if he can stay healthy. And that has been, a question mark for him throughout his NFL career. But yeah, I would imagine this is going to be the type of season that reminds people why he was such a high draft pick.
Sam Monson with his Pro Football Focus. In your opinion, Sam, with the 49ers reporting today Practice starts tomorrow. Which is the bigger issue for them? I know we're all focused on Aiyuk, but which of these is a bigger issue? Pass blocking or stopping the run as well as they did 2 years ago? Which do you think is a bigger concern for them right now?
Their offensive line has looked like a weakness on paper for a while. But I'm sort of coming around to the idea that this Kyle Shanahan type of offense, whether it's Shanahan's in San Francisco, whether it's Mike McDaniels in Miami, Bobby Slowick's in Houston, it is able to protect offensive lines better than any other offensive system out there. And each one of those offenses, the offensive line looks like a problem on paper, and yet for none of them was it an issue last season for different reasons, maybe. But it's not an issue. And every week last year, I seem to be sort of highlighting the 49ers offensive line saying, is this the week that becomes a problem? And it just wasn't. And Trent Williams, obviously at left tackle, really helps that. You've got the best player, arguably on the offensive line in football in the most important position on the offensive line. But the other four guys look like a weakness. So it depends how much they want to actually address that, or how much they're comfortable with it looking like a weakness, being a relative sort of area of low investment, knowing that the scheme can make up for that.
Hey, Sam, I'm looking at the Niners, and man, the roster is straight. They're good. They're great. I get that. How much of not having Dre Greenlaw will impact this Niners defense, do you think?
It's definitely a blow. I mean, he was a top-end player. They had a duo there of spectacular linebackers with him and Fred Warner. So missing him is definitely going to be a step backwards, a step in the wrong direction. But I think overall that defense is in really good shape. So, they'll miss him, but I don't think it's going to be massively detrimental to what they're doing.
Can we ask your opinion on an 18-game season, which according to news today, we're hurtling towards that sooner rather than later?
Yeah, and I think that's obviously been coming for a long time. It's been in the works for a long time. I think the fact that we heard it from the NFLPA says that it's quite far along and they're not necessarily against it. Ultimately, it's more money for everybody, right? The NFLPA is probably going to accept it at some point. Now they're going to want things along the way. They're going to try and get the second bye week out of it. They're probably going to try and lose a preseason game. Like, they're going to try and get concessions out of this. But I think there's a reason that it's gotten as far as it is, and there's more money for everybody in here. And I think the NFLPA actually trying to kind of splinter it off from overall CBA negotiations is probably a smart thing. Every time they get to the collective bargaining agreement talk table, the NFLPA just gets wrecked because it's too hard, right? You've got thousands of players you're trying to get on the same page. The NFL just has to wrangle 32 billionaires into the same room. And generally speaking, those guys all want the same thing. So it's just much easier for the NFL to have, here is our list of priorities. This is what we want. This is what we're willing to give up to make it happen. It's too hard for the NFLPA to get that list down. You can't get all those players on the same page because they're not in the same situation, right? A rookie running back does not have the same list of wants as a veteran quarterback, a 10-year veteran quarterback. They have completely different desires in terms of what a CBA should be focusing on. So the NFLPA just gets destroyed when you get to those CBA negotiations. So I think it's smart to try and split this off and say, all right, here's one issue we can debate back and forth, and we can get a deal done and we can get some things. And then, in a few years' time, we can actually address the overall CBA again.
Hey, Sam, my final question. I'm watching ESPN. They're talking about...
That was your first mistake.
I know, that was my first, but they're talking about Aaron Rodgers on ESPN. Aaron Rodgers on ESPN too. I'm not an Aaron Rodgers guy. He's not my guy. What's a reasonable expectation for him this season?
I don't think anybody knows. I mean, this is unprecedented, right? We've never seen a quarterback of his age coming off an Achilles injury. But we're in this world now. The post-Tom Brady landscape, nobody knows how long quarterbacks should be lasting anymore, right? They used to stop playing well. They used to hit the edge, go over the hill at 35. Rodgers is 40 years old, and he didn't show signs of that before his Achilles gave out on him. So is he, going into the last year or two of his career, does he have another 5 years like Tom Brady? All bets are off. If he bounces back, it's an incredibly good offense. It's an incredibly good team around him with the Jets. If he's able to show that he doesn't have lingering effects from that injury, I don't think, the Jets being a genuine contender is out of the question at all. But, that was a sign physically that maybe the body is on the way out, right? And maybe that's where it starts, is one Achilles. And now he's going to be compensating because there's one bad leg, and we might be seeing the end of Aaron Rodgers, the start of it. So I think a very broad range of outcomes for Aaron Rodgers this year.
Listen, if you're a football fan and you don't follow Sam Monson on Twitter, you need to take a long look in the mirror because he's a great follow, great information. Sam, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. We hope very much to talk to you again soon.
Anytime. Thanks, guys.
All right, take it easy. Sam Monson. By the way, when we come back, your boy Aaron Rodgers, the top 100 rankings are out.
Oh, they're out? Okay.
Part of the last 10 are his top 100 ranking as chosen by other players, falling to an all-time low.
Yes.
Next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, speaking of Kings talk, we earlier on the show today talked to Drew Timmy. If you missed it, you can check it out once we get that post at sactownsports.com. And I think you made this point already, Drapes. There apparently are some people that are really upset that we didn't ask Drew Timmy about his resemblance to Carmichael Dave. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. We got other things to talk about. That was my 99th question. We only were able to do 20 questions.
Didn't make my top 100.
Right. Didn't make the top 100, right?
Yeah. Somebody here is like, I can't believe they really didn't ask. They really didn't ask Drew Timmy about Carmichael Dave. Nope, we didn't. So
got other things to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to waste Drew Timmy's time with that.
I have a feeling we may be talking to him again. I just have a feeling.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. He's a friend of show now.
We're not going to ask him about it then either, but I do think we'll talk to him about it again. All right. Top 100 players of 2024, voted on by the players themselves. Underway on NFL Plus. So, they break it down. They give you a little bit here, a little bit there. We have the bottom 10 at NFL.com. Top 100 players of 2024. Number 100, Zaire Franklin, linebacker, Colts. Number 99, Levante David, Tampa Bay Bucks linebacker. Neither of those guys made the list last year. Okay. Cam Hayward, 98, defensive tackle with the Steelers. Number 97, Terry McLaurin from the Commanders. Number 96, Deion Dawkins, tackle, Buffalo Bills. We'll have some familiar names coming up here. Hang with it. Julian Love, safety, Seahawks, number 95. Number 94, Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. All right.
93, Harrison Smith, free safety, Vikings. Number 92. Down 41 spots.
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron, huh?
Rodgers took a major descent in this year's rankings after the torn Achilles. The future Hall of Famer remains one of the most decorated quarterbacks in the league with 4 MVPs, 10 Pro Bowl honors, 4 All-Pro nods, in addition to his 1 Super Bowl title. Are you happy? An all-time low ranking?
Yes, I am. And it dropped 41. I got to imagine that's probably, the biggest drop out of any player in the top 100. I mean, 41. I mean, geez. And it's about spot on. I mean, and here's the thing that's so crazy. NFL.com with their top 100, looking at it right now also. But you would think the amount of coverage this guy receives, you would think he's a top 10, top 20 player in the league. He has a lot to prove this year. And we just had Sam Monson on a Pro Football Focus. And Aaron Rodgers, if he's the guy before the torn Achilles, had a great season, that's one thing. But that's hard to come back from. Trying to be mobile, guys coming after you. Like, I think we've seen the best of Aaron Rodgers. It's in the past. And I just wonder, the thing about Rodgers, forget, the politics and all that aside, just the amount of attention this guy is receiving is not commiserate with who he is on this day. He's a name, I get it, but I just don't think he's not a top 10 QB in the NFL anymore.
No, I tend to agree with you, but I think Sam Monson hit the nail on the head, because when you asked him, didn't he say, nobody really knows?
Yeah, we don't know. Right.
Because a guy at that age to then take a whole year off, basically, who knows? And yeah, he's got still some of the accolades and attention because of what he's done. But as of right now, this notion that, with him, the Jets are on their way, I don't know where that's coming from. It's just wishful thinking. Maybe it happens, but there really is not a lot of evidence to support it right now.
Right. And I think it's, a lot of people giving Aaron Rodgers the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
And especially we go back a year ago, right after the injury. The whole narrative about Aaron Rodgers was, he might come back. Like this guy is Superman or something. Like, he's not afraid of kryptonite. Like,
with his non-traditional methods.
Yeah,
wink, wink.
Exactly. And here he is. And he did report to training camp today for the Jets. But Sam Monson said it, and you just echoed it. We haven't seen a 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles, how they respond. And so I'm a whole judgment. And you tell me, Whitey, is Aaron Rodgers still a draw in the National Football League?
Yes.
From a football standpoint. You think so?
Sure. I mean, for now, because of some of the questions that we're wondering about.
All right. Maybe that's me. I have
no
no interest in watching Aaron Rodgers play football. I don't want to see the guy throw a football. I don't want to see him throw a pebble. I don't want to see him throw a rock. If I didn't hear from Aaron Rodgers, see Aaron Rodgers again, I would be okay. I'd rather see Dak Prescott play. I'd rather see Mahomes, Burrow. There's a long list of players I'd rather see than Aaron Rodgers. At this point in his career, he's just a name, in my opinion. He's not a Super Bowl caliber quarterback at this point in his career coming off this injury.
So you're probably not going to be rooting for him much this year?
Only when they face the Niners.
You
tried to get me. You tried to get me.
I was going to tell you, we don't want you.
Yeah.
You want to root for the 49ers? That opening Monday night? We don't want you.
Can they get a tie? How about that? You know what I mean? Let's get a tie going.
Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. The 49ers always beat Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
do they mop them up?
They're going to call us Gregory Hines when we see Aaron Rodgers. We tap dance. We get the W.
I'm actually root for the Niners. That'll be the one time. Because if Aaron Rodgers comes in and beats the Niners, can you imagine how insufferable the coverage would be?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of the dude right now. Think about, if they beat the Niners, Aaron Rodgers is back. Jets, Super Bowl. It'll be crazy. And so for 1 week, I'm rooting for the Niners.
ESPN would change their call letters to JETS.
Right, exactly.
That's what they would be. For at least a week solid.
In that game, I'm hoping they hand the ball to Aiyuk and he scores 5 touchdowns. I don't want Brock Purdy throwing the ball to Aiyuk. As long as the Niners get the win and my boy Aiyuk is the reason why, I'm okay with it.
Look, you said you're playing fantasy again.
I am.
You got to be open to at least McCaffrey.
Oh, CMC is my guy.
Oh, okay.
I love CMC.
All right.
He's legit.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it before. He's the best player on the team outside of Trent, and him and Trent are right there together. He was my MVP of the season last year.
All right.
And so there's nothing against CMC. He's A-okay with me.
Kittle?
Bosa, Kittle, I didn't like the shirt, the F Cowboy shirt. Debo, a little too much trash talking. You need to humble yourself, young fella. When has Debo Samuel ever won anything? When has Kittle ever won anything?
Because Debo went at the Eagles.
Yeah,
That's
he
what
did.
you like.
And he backed it up. He talked his trash and backed it up, but they got humbled in the Super Bowl. And I feel like the Niners, that's what bothers me the most about the franchise, the players outside of Brock. Brock is a humble guy. Outside of Aiyuk, humble guy. But the fan base, it's like, dude, you're living off of the 1995. You're living off of the 80s. What have you done for me lately? And so They need to humble themselves just a little bit. That's my issue right
Maybe
there.
they do, and I'm sure you'll agree with this. What they need to do is win. They need to win another Super Bowl.
Yes.
Or a lot of that goes away. Then you just become the Cowboys.
Right. Yeah. You're the Cowboys. You're not winning anything. And to an extent, you're the Celtics of the NFL. Celtics hadn't won since 2008. One championship before this past one in the last 30 plus years. It's like you're living off of history. I need to see some new history. You know what I mean? Don't be living off of Joe Montana and what he did, Steve Young. Make your own history, Niners.
That's one of the things I hate about an 18-game season. You go into a season, right now the 49ers are loaded, okay? Whether you agree with that or not.
No, they are.
Yeah,
they are. We know that.
So if you have an 18-game season, then luck comes more into play. And I don't know if the 49ers, they haven't clinched anything. They may not win anything this year, but you have to say, wow, it's a legitimate Super Bowl contender. The more games you play, the more likely the end of the season is to come down to who's been lucky enough to avoid the major injuries.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a war of attrition, you said. And the more games you have, the more likelihood or more opportunity to get hurt. And, you know, I look at my team like the Eagles. My boy Jalen Hurts, we understand some things happen behind the scenes, but he didn't look like himself even. He was played banged up the entire season, not making any excuses. It is what it is. The behind the scenes stuff really derailed this team. But you're right, Whitey. You know, we saw it, the Niners midway through the season, how badly injuries can derail you. Look at Joe Burrow's situation last season, how that changed everything. And so now you want to add another game, another chance for these star players to get hurt? I don't like it, man.
And that also underscores how vitally important it is for the Niners to win this year, because you got Trent
Williams. There'll be some changes, right?
Williams is great, but he's not going to play forever. Kittle, already you see it every year he gets hurt because he plays so freaking hard on every down.
Yeah.
And you're starting to lose some of your better players for longer periods during the season. They even talked about McCaffrey probably won't get as many carries this year.
And rightfully, like he should. Like you got to now, you know, and we talked about, you know, load management in the NBA. You might have to have load management in the NFL now. You know, if I'm Shanahan and, you know, CMC is my bell cow, he's the guy that's going to help take me to the promised land, you know. Maybe there's and I need to look at the schedule. What if there's a Sunday, Thursday game? Well, I might sit him out. I don't know, you know? And so I'm with you on that. I don't like the 18-game schedule. More opportunity for guys to get hurt.
Yesterday, we were talking about overrated quarterbacks.
Yes.
Today, I want to tell you who my most underrated quarterback of all time is.
All time?
Most underrated quarterback of all time.
He doesn't wear Niners gear, does he?
I'll tell you next.
All right.
On Sactown Sports.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I can't tell you how much I love my new SUV. It is truly amazing, and I got special news just for you. Right now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you can receive your first month's payment up to $1,500 on them on select new 2024 GLE vehicles. Or how about the all-new E-Class right now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton?
They have over 80 pre-owned vehicles in stock, including off-brand trucks, SUVs, and sedans. And they have rates starting at 1.99% APR on select certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. And Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has a Vans Fleet Center with rates starting at 4.9% APR plus customer bonus cash incentives on approved credit. Head on over to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, just off I-5, or online at mbfstockton.com.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
All right, Michael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
See, Drapes, I get frustrated when you're listening to, a sports show and people are talking about there's nothing going on now. Look at all the things we're making happen today. Right?
Dude, Drew Timmy.
Yeah.
Sam Monson.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of content going on right now, man.
Aaron Rodgers.
Don't stop.
Aaron.
You're right, sir. Now, I wanted to share with you my most underrated quarterback of all time. Yesterday, we talked about overrated quarterbacks.
Yep.
We talked about Aaron Rodgers, overrated. Then you were saying underachieving.
Underachieving. Yeah.
It's just, I agree with you. It's hard to make that case because you look at all the things he's done, but it still feels like he should have done more.
Should have done more. Right.
Maybe that's not fair, but oh well. He's brought that on himself. Don't you think sometimes he knows what he's doing and he knows that there are people out there that, these so-and-sos, they're getting irritated with this. I talk about flying saucers and, my darkness retreat. And he just does it because he knows it irritates people.
What, he's like trolling a little bit? Yeah, going on McAfee and everything and some of the stuff he says. And yeah, he's poking us a little bit. He's trying to get a rise out of us.
Gets me every time.
I'm waiting on your list, big fella.
I don't have a list. I have
you have one guy.
Yeah.
Most underrated quarterback in the history of football.
The reason I say this is because, we talk a lot about quarterbacks when we compare them and say, well, you got to consider the era and how much more difficult it was way back when to complete passes because the rules were different. This is a guy that completed in the 70s, 2/3 of his passes, 66.7%.
That's pretty good.
In 1 year. And he was an MVP, won a Super Bowl. I know he lived hard, which is maybe why he didn't play at a high level for longer. But to me, the most underrated quarterback of all time is Kenny the Snake.
The Snake,
Stabler.
huh?
Kenny the Snake Stabler. Yeah.
How many Super Bowls?
One Super Bowl. Yeah. One MVP. And like I say, he kind of wore down physically, but at the peak of his game, what was it, 1976? He completed like 67% of his passes. That's phenomenal.
That's phenomenal.
I'm not saying he's the greatest quarterback of all time, but I'm saying he deserves more
love.
Yeah.
Deserves more credit.
He was a phenomenal passer.
No, I'm with you. I mean, he got the Super Bowl, beating my Philadelphia Eagles, by the way, which, I know, right? They ramshacked us. No, you know what? I'm looking at some of his numbers too here. In 76, 103 passer rating, 27 touchdowns.
And it was hard.
66.7. Yeah. Passer ratings back then. Has an MVP under his belt as well. I'm not going to be that dude that just argues with you for the sake of arguing. Some guys that would be on my list and obviously I'm biased. I'll admit that. I'm an Eagles guy. I think Donovan McNabb. I think Donovan F. McNabb had a hell of a career. You know, I think he should be a Hall of Famer. I think, you know, when you look at how he played the game, mobile, Donovan McNabb's biggest problem was the outside noise. Changing his game once Rush Limbaugh and all them said, oh, he's just a running quarterback. He tried to prove that he was more than that, and that sort of, I think, hurt the team. But also, I'm going to throw Randall Cunningham.
Randall Cunningham gets a mention on the text line.
I think
Randall Cunningham and Warren Moon both.
Randall, you know, sort of revolutionized the game. You know, we had really never seen anything quite like Randall Cunningham. You know, the quarterback position used to be just a mobile position. I mean, a statue kind of position, stand in the pocket and throw. Randall Cunningham was a sort of a dual threat quarterback, you know, one of the first of his kind.
Mm-hmm. Donovan McNabb is a guy that I used to argue was a Hall of Famer. The one thing about him, if you look at his numbers, he didn't turn it over.
Right.
He didn't throw interceptions.
Yep.
Yeah. But he also didn't, you know, I think his case has gotten weaker given what other quarterbacks since him have done and how much they've accomplished.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The only thing, the blemish on Donovan McNabb's career is the Super Bowl. Like, if he would have won the Super Bowl, no doubt Hall of Famer. Bleacher Report did a list of, you know, most underrated quarterbacks, 15 most underrated QBs of all time. They got Donovan McNabb at 7. McNabb made 6 Pro Bowlers, ranked 17th all-time in passing yards, ahead of Jim Kelly, Steve Young, and Troy Aikman. All those guys are Hall of Famers. And how about Jim Kelly? He didn't win a Super Bowl, but he, you know, was a great quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put Donovan McNabb in that same category. You know, and I'm looking at the list here. They got number 1, Drew Brees. You think he's underrated?
Yes, I do. Because doesn't he hold the record for the highest completion percentage in a year? And he won a Super Bowl. He was phenomenal. He was a tremendous passer.
Yeah.
You know, that's a guy.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a guy that a lot of people say Brock Purdy can be like.
Here's the thing.
Because of they're accurate, but not the strongest of arms.
Right. But I think Drew Brees, and I need to see more from Brock Purdy. This isn't a shade at Brock Purdy, 49ers fan. So calm down. Don't get your panties in a bundle.
I'm sure it's
going
to be.
This isn't I feel like Drew Brees elevated his team. I feel like Brock Purdy's team elevates him. You see the difference there? And so from stylistically, maybe they're the same, but I feel like Drew Brees elevated his team.
Do you think then that if the 49ers had in your mind a better quarterback, that they would just like never lose? They would score every time?
They probably would have won the Super Bowl, in my opinion. If they would have had a Josh Allen or a Burrow or somebody like that, yes, I do think. Not saying they'd never lose, but I think they would have won the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying Brock Purdy is holding them back or he's the reason they lost. I just wonder, when you look at it, you put Dak Prescott, and I'm not saying Brock and Dak are, Dak's better, but if you put Dak Prescott in this offense, in this system, you can't tell me Dak Prescott wouldn't be phenomenal, great, a legend, get this Niners team to the Super Bowl. We had the texter yesterday talking about, look at the coaches. Well, Mike McCarthy is Dak's coach. How about if he was coached by Shanahan with the weapons that he has? And I know Dak has some weapons, even though his run game isn't as strong as it used to be. But if you put Dak in this system, come on, man. You can't. Dak's thriving with Mike McCarthy as his head coach.
Where do you see Brock lacking?
I see Brock lacking. How should I put this?
It seems like you're saying, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but it seems like you're saying he lacks a kind of a dynamic playmaking ability. Maybe it's the big arm.
That's some big arm, deep ball.
I don't agree, but I'm not. We're just a lot of people
talking.
that feel the way you do.
Yeah.
It seems like that's where you feel like he could be better.
To me, Brock Purdy, and I made this analogy yesterday when we were talking about something else. Brock Purdy, to me, is like a golfer who shoots subpar in perfect conditions. Take him out to the Open Championship when it's gusty, when you don't have all your that's why I don't consider Brock Purdy a franchise quarterback. He's done everything you can ask of him with what he's been given. But as soon as Trent Williams gets hurt, what happens? Soon as Debo he looks pedestrian. He looks average at best. When everything's perfect, when guys are healthy, when the conditions are right, he's phenomenal. But is he going to put the team on his back like a la Patrick Mahomes and lead them down the field? Patrick Mahomes carried that team to a Super Bowl. What was the narrative about the Chiefs all throughout the regular season, Whitey? No receivers. This is the worst team Mahomes has had. And he somehow found that's what I need from Brock Purdy for me to be a true believer. When the chips are down, when things aren't set up perfectly for you, how do you do?
I think Brock Purdy would be a Super Bowl champion right now if his team hadn't let him down last year in the Super Bowl, muffing a punt.
But that third quarter was pretty bad by Brock. That third quarter was suspect.
Christian McCaffrey fumble. I do. That's why I think, you talk about the team lifts him. Yeah, but I think he elevates them sometimes too. And I think he's a champion right now if his team around him had played better in that game against the Chiefs.
And Brian Cardicelli says, I agree with Drapes. Appreciate you, Brian. Other people weighing in on the YouTube chat as well. And you might be right. Without those. But here's the thing. Great quarterbacks find a way to overcome that.
Sometimes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Sometimes I think, I'm not saying you're doing this, but I think too often we just look at the quarterback. Well, he won, so he's the best. He won a Super Bowl, so he's great. That guy didn't win a Super Bowl, and you're not saying this.
I'm not saying
that guy didn't win a Super Bowl, so he can't be that good. And I think that's does a disservice to anybody who follows football because it's just not that simple.
Well, and here's the thing with Brock Purdy, and this is, I've said this, for the last year that I've been on this radio station. He's a good quarterback. I think we did the exercise. I got him 11th in the NFL right now. I think.
Really? That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's solid, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Exactly. I'm
really probably the highest.
I told you I'm objective. I'm honest. I'm not going to be, looking at Brock Purdy with green colored glasses.
How bad can he be if he's the 11th best quarterback in the league?
I didn't say he was bad. I'm saying what got me riled up was when people are throwing him in the same category as Joe Montana. What are we doing, Niners fans?
Jesse Sapolu said that.
Jesse Sapolu, who, what's his name from NBC? I'm drawing a blank. Who's the guy we had on? I'm drawing a blank right now from NBC Sports. Dante Whitner. Dante Whitner, yeah. Dante Whitner. I'm predicting great. I'm like, what are we doing? Let the dude develop at his we don't need to anoint him, Niners fans, as the greatest thing since sliced bread. As you always say, Whitey, we don't need power rankings. Ultimately, your career, your stats will show us who you really are. And that's what I want to see from Brock Purdy.
Well, I'm forecasting greatness.
Leave my boy Dante alone here.
The coolest thing is the way he said that so calmly.
Right.
Like, well, little boy, I'm forecasting greatness.
Oh,
but
man.
He ain't done it yet.
Are we going to have a whole nother season of Brock Purdy slander?
That's up to you. I'm
going to try.
Is coming from one corner.
I'm going to try to be as objective as possible with Brock.
If you have him 11th, that's
pretty good, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not being a hater or anything like that. He's
I'll
good.
take that.
What do you think of this? On the show that precedes us, Styles and Watkins, Chris Watkins has him 9th.
Okay.
Styles has him 7th.
Okay.
And Nate, your boy Nate, has him
No, but come on. Nate's my guy, and I hope he's listening right now. But Nate's a joke when it comes to this conversation. Dude, he's the ultimate Niners fan. He's the same guy that said when he covered a game and went into the locker room, he wanted to get pictures with guys. And come on, you can't take what Nate's saying and be like, I'm surprised he don't have him number 1. Seriously, Nate, come on. And Nate's my guy, but come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Brock has got to be, for all intents and purposes, he's got to be somewhere between like a 7 and 12, right?
I think he's a top 10.
Yeah, like he's got to be around there, no matter what. And it also kind of depends on, we got the CJ Stroud love, like where you put CJ. some people
Jordan Love, they got
Jordan Love,
up there.
which is, to me, a half a season. He's the type of person that needs to prove it.
Right.
The Justin Herberts, like, we know he's a good quarterback, but you got to win. You got to start to transform your team, So Brock has got to be a top 10-ish quarterback. I think we all can agree on that. And if he does it again this year, and I think what Drapes is saying, it's like, okay, how many times do we need to go to the well of, well, can you put it on Brock Purdy? Like, no, look, Aaron Rodgers only won one time, but he's the greatest quarterback on some people's list, right? So if Purdy makes it to the playoffs again, it's like, okay, he doesn't have to win a Super Bowl to say he's a top 10 quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we come back, we've got a quarterback stat, a quarterback fact that'll blow your mind. Next with the Draft Guys on Sactown Sports.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
Summer is finally here, and so are all the best deals on DeWalt power tools at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. Drills, impacts, circular saws, you name it, we have it for the best price in town, guaranteed. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a seasoned tradesman, we've got all the DeWalt products you need to crush your next project. So come on down to Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet today on Power and Road for better tools and better prices. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Jason Mraz and the Super Band. Live. The mystical, magical, rhythmical, radical ride. Friday, August 9th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Jason Mraz and the Super Band with special guest Molly Miller Trio. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Jason Mraz and the Super Band in concert. Pick up the new album, Mystical, Magical, Rhythmical, Radical Ride.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings' Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
We talked to Drew Timmy today. We've got Amil Fragoso coming up. Did you know that? Our 49er insider.
Yeah.
5
yes.
o'clock.
No, a lot of the stuff happening down there in Santa Clara. So good to have him up here.
Brandon Aiyuk reporting, playing it well. You like that, right, Jay? You like the fact that Brandon Aiyuk is playing it smart and showing up to training camp.
Yeah, the one thing he's doing, and on a business standpoint, that was my degree is in business. What he's doing is he's honoring the contract. And so it's a great thing when you walk up and, because one of the things the 49ers can say is listen, you're not playing in good faith. You're trying to negotiate a contract and you're not even here, a la. And you even seen it. Look at Jordan Love. He's in the building. He's just not practicing, right? Yeah. Where you have CeeDee Lamb, you got, maybe Dak Prescott, guys who said, like, I'm not coming. I'm just going to stay out. And to me, I just think that doesn't show like you're in, a team player, so to say, but really negotiating in good faith. And so I think Brandon Aiyuk and his squad, they know that, they realize that. And as much as to me, and you guys tell me, I think this has become emotional. Like it's in his feeling. He's in his feelings when it comes to the money situation. And so sometimes, fellas, and I used to always say this, for a couple of hours when I got on the field, I didn't have to think about anything but playing that sport at the time. And so hopefully it helps Brandon Aiyuk to do that.
I think it's a great move by him reporting. I think, now it puts the ball back on the Niners. He's being a good soldier. He understands his value to the team and what he brings to the team. He understands the position.
Hey, everybody, it's Kyle Draper here.
No, Jay, you can let that rock, big fella.
I'm just getting ready to let you.
I was about to say, that's the one commercial you can let rock, But, I think to Jay's point, it's smart of him to be here because, first of all, he's in a no-win situation. He's not – if he holds out and, they clearly, I think, are calling his bluff, if you will. Now he's reporting, being a good soldier, being a good teammate. Hopefully something gets done. The Niners will come in good faith, and maybe come up a little. It's like, hey, I'm extending this olive branch. Can you meet me midway, halfway? And so I'm glad he reported.
I think he's just trying to figure out how do I deal with this. And that's why he's leaked some of these things or comes out with, he said this or he feels this way. And now he realizes, well, what can I do? I want to do something. Showing up is the best thing he can do. It's his strongest play. It may not work. There's a good chance it'll work. But of all the options he has in front of him, that's the smartest one.
Exactly. And, here's the thing. And we've talked about this over and over and over. He's in danger of costing himself millions.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to play this season on the $14 million, then get franchised. If the 26 is sitting there, try to get as much as you can. And if you can't, all right, I'll just take the 26. It doesn't have to be contentious. Hopefully he's not in his feelings, as we were just mentioned. And hopefully over time he'll get over it.
We've been getting ready for the training camps opening by talking about quarterbacks the last couple of days. Of course, we talk about quarterbacks a lot as football fans. I ran across this today. This is actually when we were getting ready to talk to Sam Monson. I saw this because he had this on Twitter. Does this surprise you as much as it surprised me? Joe Montana, for his career, threw 273 touchdown passes. Kirk Cousins right now has 270. Kirk Cousins is 3 touchdown passes away from tying Joe Montana.
Wow. That shows you how much the game has changed, right? Like, seriously, how many would Dan Marino have in today? Dan Fouts, those guys who aired it out and now could air it out even more in today's game. Man, that's crazy.
It is. Kirk Cousins I think he's both underrated and overrated at the same time. The whole thing about him is just like, he's really good, but I still haven't figured him out. I don't think this is going to work for the Falcons, but this is his chance to show everybody like me that, no, I'm really good. I'm not just putting up those empty calorie numbers.
Right. You know what Kirk Cousins is? He's a good stabilizer. He's a good regular season, gets you to, 10, 11, 12 wins. It's sort of almost like, let's say you're coming out of a bad relationship. You got the rebound. You get somebody, all right, no red flags, just a normal, nice person. May not get you to the promised land. You may not want to marry this person, but, you'll go out on some dates. You'll go to the movies, nice walk in the park, just a nice, solid day. That's who Kirk Cousins is. He's just a solid day.
Friend zone. You're putting them in the friend zone,
yeah,
Drake.
Exactly,
okay.
right. You're not trying to settle down and marry him for life, but in the meantime, you know what, Kirk, let's we could be friends and stuff like that.
It just seems like there are some guys, and if this is true, he's a classic example, Kirk Cousins, of the type of quarterback who plays well, but his team doesn't quite respond to. You know what I mean? It's like, well, he put up good numbers and the team's pretty good, but when push comes to shove, he doesn't have that ability like a Joe Montana seemed to have to rally everyone around him, to get everyone together on the same page. And Brady certainly had that. Mahomes certainly has that.
Right.
And I think sometimes it goes beyond just your skill level.
No, yes, it's something intangible, if you will, something you can't just touch. You can't look at a box score and see.
And I don't know that Aaron Rodgers has it anymore, and I don't know how much he's had it in the last few years.
Yeah, that's a good question. I wonder too, and having covered Brady in New England, the one thing that players said about him, when he went into the huddle, 2-minute drill, whatever, like there was a belief in him. I wonder, do teammates believe in Kirk Cousins? You know what I mean? Like, oh, we got the right guy that's going to lead us. When the time gets tough, when the tough, things get really difficult, can Kirk Cousins, like you said, rally the troops? Let's go, guys. We got this. Or do guys look at him like, man, we know you're going to, crap the bed when it comes time. You know what I mean? And I wonder, too, I'm going to throw Dak Prescott in that as well. Is that part of his shortcomings in the postseason? It's like, we know, Dak, you could put up great numbers. You're a front runner. When things are going great, you're amazing. But when it comes time to win the big game, do you pucker up? And I to a lesser extent, I'll throw Dak Prescott in that mix also.
Yeah, if you're in the huddle with Mahomes and the game's online, you know that, all right, he's going to figure something out. I think if I'm in the huddle with Kirk Cousins, I'm on the Vikings, this guy's going to make it happen, but only if he throws it to Justin Shepard.
Right.
If he throws it to him, we're good. If he doesn't throw it to him,
we're done. We're
grab
done.
your snorkels, boys. We're going down.
But here's the thing about, Kirk Cousins and going to Atlanta. People would say, oh, why'd they bring in Kirk Cousins, pay him all this money? Then you draft a quarterback as well. To me, Kirk Cousins is a bridge quarterback. You know what I mean? It's like when you're 3-13, 4-13 or whatever, you need something. You need to be at least back to respectability.
I thought him as a bridge quarterback. I see what you're saying.
I mean, they're paying him like,
Yeah, and he puts up numbers. He's got to be the greatest bridge. He's like the Golden Gate Bridge quarterback. But, yeah, I see what you mean.
You see what I mean? It's like he's not the guy, but he'll appease your fan base. He'll give you some hope.
Make you a little better.
Make you a little better. You'll be in the mix with him. You're not going to win anything, but you'll be in the mix. You'll be relevant. You know what Kirk Cousins is? It's sort of like the Miami Heat of basketball. You don't bottom out, but you're not going to win it either, but you're going to be in the mix. And, that's how Kirk Cousins is.
When we come back, who gets your Kings Summer Camp Outstanding Player Award? And we'll share with you some of the conversation we had today with Drew Timmy. Oh, it's great. You'll hear some of it next year on Sactown Sports.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Hey, everybody, it's Kyle Draper here to remind you that the famous Bay Area pizza company Amici's East Coast Pizzeria has just opened its first location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. Visit amicis.com and click on the Sacramento banner for their menu and to order. And as a special deal all this week, enter promo code SAC20 at checkout to receive 20% off your entire order. So when you want to enjoy great pizza with family and friends this week, use promo code SAC20 at amicis.com and Amici's delivers.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com. KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Jay has been doing a great job lining up some great guests for us. He always does. And we've had a number of Kings. We had JaVale McGee came in this summer. Jordan McLaughlin came in last summer. Delightful guy.
Yep.
We had Drew Timmy on today. For some reason, and we love talking to all of our guests, but for some reason, there seemed to be an extra level of excitement over Drew Timmy, right? Didn't you feel it too? It's like,
I felt
Drew
it.
Timmy.
Yeah, just having him on social media, people were fired up. Like,
Yeah.
he's a name, you know? Even if you don't know him from his NBA career, his college career, he's one of the most storied players, over the last 20 years or so. So, no, it was great having him on.
Now, we didn't tell him, though, that you actually gave your summer camp Outstanding Player Award to Mason Jones, right?
We didn't bring that up, did we?
We hadn't. I don't know if we'd made the decision.
Good job not to.
I know. Did you give him yours or no?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Dude, you should have brought that up. You know
I
what I
don't think
mean?
we officially did it till after he was on.
Yeah. He was my honorable mention.
There you go.
You know what I mean? There, yeah, exactly. No shade to Drew Timmy. He's our guy. But Mason Jones, I thought, was consistent.
I know it doesn't matter, but I really did think the Kings were going to win more games. I liked a lot of the talent. And it doesn't matter, and they got things accomplished. But and they had a couple of close losses, right? But I thought they would win more games Summer League.
I thought so, too. You know, you bring in a guy like Keon Ellis on Summer League. You Mason Jones, who has some NBA minutes. Like, their roster was pretty good, and for some reason it didn't translate. But I will say this, and Memphis made it all the way to the championship game, so did Miami. The one thing the Kings Summer League team was lacking, Whitey, was physicality. Like, other teams didn't feel the Kings. Memphis, you could feel Memphis. Miami, you could feel, like, I feel like watching Memphis, it was their goal. We're winning the championship. We're winning the Summer League championship. When I watched the Kings play, sure, that's a goal, but it didn't feel like it. It felt like, we want to win this game. We want to develop, but I don't know if they had their eyes on the championship as much as some of these other teams.
Drew Timmy joined us today. He talked about some of the things that he had an eye on this summer, and he explained to us who he is right now as a basketball player.
Yeah, I think I'm a great teammate. I'm a really good energy guy. I'm a guy that would bring it all the time in practice, be kind of like a spark plug. I think that's kind of who I am as a person. So I could bring a lot of energy and passion to the program.
Well, you brought a
do
lot
whatever
of
it takes to win too. Yeah.
So it sounds like he's a guy that in some ways is campaigning is probably too strong a word, but he's hoping he ends up sticking with the Kings organization.
And he's a great guy to have in your organization. You heard him just say it. Spark plug, energy, tough practice player. Like, a lot of times when you look at the NBA, sure, games sharpen you, but also practice sharpens you.
makes you a better player. And I think going against Drew Timmy, Domas, and some of our front court players will help them out, because Drew Timmy, you have to pay attention to him, around the basket, basketball IQ, knowledge of the game, knack for the game. And so we're all pulling for him, man. I hope he sticks, because I do think this organization has a spot for him.
One of the big questions, of course, is Drew Timmy. Drew Timmy, as Drape said, he's got some cachet.
Yes.
Claire, we all saw him in Gonzaga, but he looks different with no headband. So we had to ask him, Drew Timmy, why no headband?
The headband is something that is sacred and special to me, and I feel like I got to earn the right to wear it.
Wow.
So, coming back from injury, you gotta prove yourself before you can wear it. So
Wow.
I feel like I have earned the right to wear it after summer league, so it'll come back after then.
Nice. It's like a crown or something he felt he had to earn.
Right, or defensive player of the game crown or something like that. Defensive player of the game headband, if you will. And you noticed that. I didn't even notice that, though.
That's that's not Drew Timmy. He doesn't have a headband on.
No, I didn't even notice the headband. That's a good eye by you, man.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. So we settled that. Yeah, no headband, but he's earned the right in his own mind to wear it again going forward. Seth Greenberg had an interesting scouting report. Is that on the scouting report itself?
No, just his answer.
Okay.
You can read his scouting report.
I would thank you, Jay. Seth Greenberg had this scouting report on Drew Timmy, and then we asked him about it. This was during one of the summer league games. Seth Greenberg said, really good feel for the game. Terrific passer, creates angles to get to the basket. He's not the best athlete on the floor, but he's a guy who understands how to use his body and understands how to play the game. It's more than just running and jumping. It's about making winning plays. So we asked Drew Timmy, what do you think of that Seth Greenberg scouting report?
I think that's a pretty good scouting report. I definitely feel like I make plays to win. I would definitely say I'm probably a bit more of an athlete than people would think, though. Yeah. I mean, I had some blocks in summer league and stuff, and I think even the way I'm able to push the ball and get down the court fast is pretty athletic. While I might not block every shot, I might take a couple charges or something, but I can dunk every now and then. So other than that, I like the report.
I'm glad he pushed back on that about
I'm athletic.
Yeah.
I got some hops. I got some skills, some speed. It's here's the thing about our summer league team, Whitey. Even though we did not win, there are a number of NBA players that were on our team. Drew Timmy's an NBA player at some level on somebody's team.
You surprised he wasn't drafted?
Yeah,
I am too.
It's amazing. Decorated college career, averaged 21 points his senior season, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his size. People don't think he's an athlete or whatever. But this guy knows how to play basketball. And here's the thing, and I know Zach Edey is 7'4" or whatever he is. But some of the same things were said about him, and he was drafted top 10. And so when I look at a guy like Drew Timmy, and I mentioned a number of pros on the team, Drew Timmy's one. I think Boogie Ellis is a pro at some level. I think Isaac Jones is as well. And so I think even though we didn't win, there was a lot of positive individual signs I saw from our squad.
More important.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. This to me was the most surprising part of our conversation. I know that Drew Timmy's dad played college and he played in Europe. So I asked him what the most important thing about basketball he learned from his dad was, and what a surprising answer.
I would say the footwork. That was definitely him that taught me that.
Wow.
And people always wonder, how'd you score from this angle, or how do you score the way you do? I'm like, well, because if I tried to score regular, my dad would block it. So just trying to find creative ways to score over people, and those are probably the two main things that I would give him the most credit for.
I had to shoot that way, or Dad would block.
Dad would reject my shot. Yeah.
Is Nick rejecting a lot of your shots these days, Drapes?
No, he cannot block my shot. Nick, I school him every time we play. Here's where Nick has the advantage, though. Lateral quickness. I can't move the puppies like I used to.
Yeah.
And so he can, but he's slight of frame. He's like 120, 140 pounds or whatever.
So he's got to dry outside?
Right. He got to pull me outside, get a head start running. And then if he tries to go in for the layup, Whitey, I'll just foul the heck out of him. You know what I mean? No layup rule. I'm from that school. And so, but he's a nice little ball player, but he's still not at my level.
He's a dog, man.
No layups in father-son basketball.
Not at all. Not at all. I beat him in horse, pig, goat, you name it. Whatever the animal is, I beat him at still.
How's this perimeter game still developing? Because I would think that'd be the strategy.
Yeah, it's still developing. Yeah, you got to take me outside. His problem is he don't have the handles. Like, he can't put me in the blender and cross me over or anything. All his stuff is straight line drives, and I meet him at the rim and just foul him. And so, good kid and everything, but I don't think he's going to be an NBA player.
You reach, I teach. Huh?
Exactly. And so, and then when he tries to guard me, I got him by about 120 pounds, so it's no match. And so that's my guy, though. That's my little
back him down.
Yep.
The 90s ISO ball.
Exactly. I told you I was the Anthony Mason in terms of game. That was my Larry Johnson. That's my game right there.
Does he ever pull a chair out?
Big in the game.
Right. He can't pull the chair. The IQ isn't there. He don't know how to do that. He'll be like, Dad, that's a charge. That's a charge. I'm like, get up. Wipe off the blood. That ain't no charge. What are you talking about?
One more with Drew Timmy. He really enjoyed his time this summer playing with the Kings in Vegas.
I thought it was great, man. I love the system that they play, and I feel like it's really good for a player like myself. And then obviously being with the coaching staff and Coach DC, a fellow WCC guy, man, that was pretty cool. And then getting to play with some of the guys, especially that were on their team and stuff. It was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. I had a great time.
He wants to be back with the Kings. We want him to be back with the Kings, but we'll see how it goes. At the very least, G League.
Very least G League. And here's the thing about Timmy that, I like about him. He's going to be a professional. He's going to come in, work hard every day. He's going to try to get better every day. He's going to do what the coach is asking of him. And so I understand NBA roster spots are valuable, but he's a guy that somehow, some way you got to find to keep in your organization, I think.
He's a winner. He's a good player. Certainly a winner.
Right, exactly. And, I don't know why Monty's holding on to this roster spot. They do have a roster spot. I don't know what he's looking for, a magic, unicorn or something like that to fill it. But if at the end of the day, Drew Timmy is our last guy signed, I can't hate on that. I think he's a solid player. And he even called himself a spark plug. I like that. That's what you need off the bench sometimes. A guy that you can just insert. Here's the thing about Drew Timmy. Xavier Tillman, I wanted on Sacramento.
Yeah.
Is Xavier Tillman that much better than Drew Timmy? Xavier Tillman just won a ring with the Celtics. I don't know. I'm not saying he is or not.
Not skilled. He's maybe a little beefier, but he doesn't have the skill.
Right. And I would like to see Drew Timmy get that opportunity. Show us what you got, young fella. I would like to see that in the NBA.
Speaking of roster moves, we touched on this yesterday. Spencer Dinwiddie to Dallas, and now we found out today Reggie Jackson got a buyout from the Hornets, so it looks like he's going to sign a deal with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, that's my guy, Reggie Jackson.
He's an offensive machine.
Exactly. He's a guy that can get your buckets off the bench. Another depth piece for the Sixers, who have had a brilliant offseason.
Their backcourt's getting crowded too.
Yeah, they got a number of guys. They got a number of players, but Reggie Jackson comes with championship pedigree, having won with the Denver Nuggets, and so I'm happy for him. And he played his college ball on the East Coast at Boston College, getting back closer to there, and so I think it's a solid move for the Sixers.
Yeah, Philly's been busy.
They have, man. And they got some veterans too, man, like Andre Drummond. People thought Andre Drummond was done, but he played well for Chicago this past season.
I don't understand what happened to him with the Pistons. He led the league in rebounding, right? And then all of a sudden he just went from being a really good rebounder to a guy that, hey, he's not that good, and now he's pretty good again. I'm not sure what happened, if he wasn't used properly.
How old do you think Andre Drummond is?
31.
He's 30. He'll turn 31 in a few weeks, August. But doesn't it feel like he's been around forever, 20 years or something? I mean, this guy, I'll tell you what happened, Whitey. The NBA, and I'm talking about front office guys, and I'm gonna call call them out. They get too cute and too clever. They're always looking for, I need a 7-footer that can shoot threes and do this and do that. But Andre Drummond is great at what he does do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, he wasn't used right, maybe because it was like, he's a old school center.
Right.
We don't need those guys anymore.
Man, he's a good defender, elite rebounder.
Rebounding still matters.
Exactly. You know, he can block a shot here, a two here or there. I'm happy for him in Philly. I think that's a good fit.
Well, you're not going to be happy with this.
What?
And this was Matty Barrows, the great Matt Barrows. Is this 49er writer disrespecting your Philadelphia Eagles? We're back with that next on Sactown Sports.
Hot summer savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebate.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
Hot summer savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing. Lease and some other offers must pay in 2010 model year or newer. M73124.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. We'll start Wednesday in the low 70s in the valley. We'll climb to around 104 before a delta breeze kicks in, making for a more comfortable Wednesday night. The latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Amil Fragoso, top of the hour. 49ers opening camp today with veterans, and then the first workout tomorrow. And you have Brandon Aiyuk showing up. Some comments here on the text line from the 916. Cousins, super cheesy. He corny, bro. That rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Also from the 916, McNabb and Cunningham fly eagle. No, I'm not reading that. Not really where I came from. Are you actually contributing on the text line now?
I might be. Is that a 215 area code? That might be family back home in Philly or something like that.
The one thing that everyone seems to not appreciate about Brock is the way he's able to process the plays and get the ball to his players. He does this at an elite level. The QBs that Drape suggests do not do that. That's from Nick, who put his name on it.
Ooh, Nick put his name on it. No, I'm not going to hate on Brock. This is not going to turn into Brock Purdy hate hour. I'm not going to, push back. Brock has done a fantastic job. He's a really good quarterback. I just need to see more. That's all I'm going to say.
And one more here for now. Most underrated QBs are Randall Cunningham and Warren Moon for real.
Yeah. My son just texted me.
Oh, you heard what you said about his game?
My bad, G. He's like, I see how it is. Shep, my son was at work in that True Sports card.
Sure.
Shep was saying how you said, I have no handles. I'm going to say, show me then, young fella.
That's
show
right.
me then.
That's good coaching / parenting. Doing it on the radio is maybe a little debatable. But, whatever motivates him, right?
Oh, man, I feel bad. Hopefully you don't think I'm serious and bashing him. Oh, my gosh. I just texted him. Show me then, young fella. Bring it on.
There you go.
Little James, he's going to be waiting for me outside with a basketball and a hoop right outside, ready to put dad in the blender. Okay.
Jay, good parenting or maybe a little over the top, calling a guy out on the radio when it's your son like that? It's good parenting or, yeah.
That's good parenting. These kids are soft. Come on, man. Please.
Jay.
Oh, all right. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, good parenting. I want drinks, man. You got to dish it out a little bit now.
Right.
These children, man, they're a little different.
Oh,
they're not
man.
like your generation, like your daughters. Whitey, man, these kids now, man, spoiled.
Spoiled.
And I'll be honest, I don't help the situation sometimes as well. Because you put your foot down 2, 3, 4 times, and then two times you let it wiggle. And they take advantage of it.
Yeah,
exactly.
They take advantage of it.
Yeah.
They do, man.
My
Good
mother, she'd come visit and we'd be doing stuff. And she said, you are soft.
Your mom said you're soft, sir.
Soft.
See, can you imagine a parent saying to their kid nowadays, you are soft? It just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah. You're way too lenient.
All
Way
right.
too. It's like, no, we
Got the
worked it out.
text back. Next time we go to Lifetime, I'll show you, he says. I said, all right, Sunday, let's do it. That's our pickup run day. That's Lifetime.
What you wish for.
And I'm gonna lock him down too. I'm gonna guard him because usually I play with him. You know what I mean? So I set him up, feed him passes, I spoon feed him like the baby that he is.
Yeah. Gravy train is over.
All right, let's go. I'm ready.
It's going up tonight for sure.
Your boy gonna be in the gym 24/7. Get ready for
Man,
this.
you know that knee's a little.
It is
little,
gimpy. It
it's
is, yeah.
a little.
I'm getting an X-ray this week. I'm getting an X-ray this week. Yeah. It's,
You get the MRI? You need the MRI.
they starting with the X-ray, then they'll see whether they order the MRI.
Dr. Gleason has already diagnosed this, but torn meniscus, I'm telling you.
No, why would you say that?
But
that's what it is, I'm telling you.
But if it's torn, surgery, you can survive without surgery, right?
Depends on the
you
tear.
can heal on its own, right?
I haven't examined it close enough yet,
Exactly.
but that's possible.
You know what's crazy about my knee? And you tell me, and this might be echoing your diagnosis. Should it be swollen all the time?
Nope.
Like it's always like a little puffy in that region.
There might be a little arthritic or something in there.
Yeah, that's what the doctor thinks, arthritis. But she's like, let's order the X-ray and then the MRI. And so, and then I ride my Peloton in the morning every morning too. So I don't know if that's good with it.
Like, because you want to, you're trying to stay busy, and then you got the bad wheel that needs rest. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Man.
Got to put it on the shelf, man.
Nah, bro. What do you mean? Put what on the shelf? Everything?
It's summertime. Yeah, you got to learn to relax and rest your body, Drake.
You're going to have to at some point, or that's just going to get puffier and puffier.
Can't be out there backing
your advice.
Nick Draper in every weekend. That's not going to work, man.
As you guys know me very well. Can you see me resting and relaxing?
No, but
staying off it.
Body is saying, dude, we need a break.
You're killing me, man. You're killing me. What else is there to do? Like even golf bothers it.
Well, okay.
All right.
You're going to have to play get a golf simulator at home or something.
I'm about to eat this Kit Kat. Y'all got me feeling in my feelings right now. Eat this strawberry Kit Kat.
This is not going to help.
Which
Matt Barrows, we've had him on the show.
This guy.
Friend of the station. Great guy. He has a piece in The Athletic today about how this year's 49er team has a chance to do what the 2013 Niners could not do, which is lose the Super Bowl, come back, and get back to the Super Bowl. 2013, that was after they lost to the Ravens, and he points out the team was there. It was atrophy. You had like Justin Smith was starting to wear down physically. Trent Baalke and Jim Harbaugh were starting to. There was more tension between them. He says this year's team doesn't have that. He says this year's team maybe they're having a hard time paying everybody, but otherwise everybody's on the same page. He also says this, Matt Barrows. There also is no bully in the division or even the conference to contend with. He says in 2013, the 49ers always had Seattle to deal with. Now he says the Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions, Dallas Cowboys, LA Rams, Green Bay Packers are all good, but none cast a shadow the way the Seahawks did in 2013. The current 49ers don't have a close rival like that. Their threat, the Chiefs, are in the AFC. What do you think of that, Jay?
Yeah, go to Jay with that.
What do you think about that, Drapes?
I want Niners fans to really take what Matt Barrows is saying to heart. I really want you to believe that.
Get him on, Jay.
Get him on. Because I think the moment you start overlooking your competition, that's when you get knocked off. Niners are clearly the most talented team in the NFC. I agree with that. But don't discount the Eagles, man. And Detroit, I think, is going to be good. Green Bay, they had the Niners on the ropes. Should have won that game.
So did Detroit.
Detroit, they both those teams.
Should have, could have won.
But I think the Eagles, man, and this is not just a Philadelphia guy talking. I don't know how you can look at the changes they made, the additions they had, and not think they'll be a better team, a more formidable team. Now, the behind-the-scenes stuff, apparently the coordinators, you got rid of both coordinators. You bring in 2 new coordinators. Your wide receivers got paid, so they can't be complaining about money or anything like that. Talent-wise, the Eagles have the pieces to beat the Niners. Can they put it all together mentally, scheme-wise, all that is yet to be seen. But from a talent standpoint, Philly's a good team.
2 big questions to me about the Eagles. One is whatever went wrong last year, we still don't know exactly what that was. And maybe it was nothing, but we don't know what it was.
We don't know what it was.
And then 2, you still have the same head coach, and I'm not a fan.
I'll throw a third one in.
Jay.
I still don't believe in the backside of their defense either.
Dude, we just drafted, we just had the best defensive backfield draft out of the NFL.
But my thing is, if you're counting on rookies to change, I don't think you guys drafted a lockdown guy. I think you guys have put a plethora of guys out there to the point 2 of those guys are going to stick. And I think it takes a half of a season to kind of figure that out. I'm not overlooking Eagles. I don't know about you. Yeah, I'm not overlooking the Eagles. I'm not overlooking Detroit. I don't believe in Green Bay. I need to see more from Jordan Love. But I do think, and let me say this, Drapes, I think there is a difference between fans, media, and the team. I don't think the team is overlooking anything. I think the team, when you hear what they're talking about, you hear George Kittle, you hear Debo, you hear Diamador Lenore, like guys who are doing interviews, they know it's Super Bowl or nothing. They're not looking towards, well, we have to, if we can't get this done, this is a loss in the season. It's no. Every week is a grind. We know it. We've been through it. We know that we're going to have to grind, hence George Kittle losing 30 pounds, a la what he said today. And we're getting ready and prepared to finally go win that Super Bowl. But the media, I think, is looking at, look, they're the best. They have the best roster. They have the best guys. They should win if it's not Pat Mahomes. And then the fans, just like you said, Drapes, they're being fans.
That's what fans are doing.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't mention the back end because, like you said, they did address it. And as you know, because I think I've mentioned it, I'm a big Vic Fangio guy.
Yep.
And I didn't say,
I'm not.
Really?
Yeah.
I
didn't like his time with the Niners. I didn't like it.
I think he's really good. He's watched their pass rush. He didn't do as well with Denver as I thought he would do as a head coach. But, and I'm not saying, the Eagles are toast, but I do think those are Sirianni and then whatever happened last year. Yeah. I think those are unknowns.
Well, to Jay's point about the back end, there's one guy that if they're counting on James Bradbury to be, a shutdown corner, they're toast. But that's why you draft a Quinyon Mitchell. By all accounts, this guy should have been a top 20 pick. The Eagles were able to get him where they got him. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is back, Jay. Solid player, right?
Yeah, but these guys are 3 and 4 guys.
Darius Slay.
I like Darius. I just don't know what he is anymore. A little long in the tooth.
Who is the 49ers' chief rival right now, in your opinion, Jay? Is it Dallas? It's nothing like the old Seahawk days. The
rival or like who they should be. I guess it's Dallas on paper because the Niners play Dallas, and I would say Green Bay. The NFL makes the Niners play Green Bay and Dallas, it seems like, every year, no matter what. It's their swing game for whatever reason. Yeah. And for a long time, it was the Saints with, Drew Brees as well. Well, it's probably Dallas.
Yeah. The Eagles, they don't play every year necessarily.
Right.
Who do you think, Drapes, in your mind, the 49ers' biggest rival right now? Because like I said, a few years ago, there was no question. It was Seattle.
It was each other. I would say Dallas. To me, I look at the rival as the team you want to beat the most. You enjoy beating the most. And I would imagine, and I'm not a Niners fan, you guys have to, shutting Cowboy fans up and whooping on them is more satisfying than anything right now.
Yeah, for me it is, especially over the last couple of years, smacking them around in the playoffs at the same time. I'm with you. I think it's almost throwback 90s. The difference is that these guys aren't winning Super Bowls. Pat Mahomes is.
When we come back, tell you why Fred Warner says the Aiyuk thing is a good situation to have next on Sactown Sports.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and 0 down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Whitey here reminding you that, come on now, you know this, not all gas grills are created equal. You want to bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. I got the Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, turning me into a grilling professional because of features that other grills cannot match. They're built different. They're built better. They're built to last, made with premium stainless steel, boasting quality and a lifetime warranty. Cooking indoors, again, I don't think so. Not for me. Napoleon Grills and Accessories now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to saclegaldefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up! And call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation. Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card? Uh-huh. Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase. Really? Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
You want Kings talk? We had Drew Timmy on today. You can check that conversation out at SactownSports.com. And as far as so much more with the 49ers veterans reporting to camp today, we're talking a lot of football. Amil Fragoso, our insider, joining us top of the hour. How about this? You want information? Kyle Shanahan revealing he offered Bill Belichick an open-ended offer to join the 49ers staff this offseason, and Bill Belichick politely turned it down.
Wow. That would have been massive.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing on Belichick. And that shows you how secure Shanahan is. You know, he reached out to Belichick, hey, come join my squad. Bill Belichick's doing some broadcasting work, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shanahan was on the Tim Kawakami, the TK Show podcast, and revealed he not only had interest in Belichick as a defensive coordinator, but was open to bringing him on board. Anything. Like, what do you want to do?
Anything.
You want to be the DC? What would you want to do? I did. I threw it out to him. He loves football so much that you never know what I can't believe he's not a head coach of a team right now. I know what I would do if I was an owner, so that shocks me. And the last thing you want to do is insult someone like Bill Belichick, but I know he just loves football in the simplest form. I threw it out to him, whatever he wanted to do. I was like, would you be interested? He was very nice and appreciative. He politely turned me down.
I wonder if Belichick is not coaching because of a pride thing right now. I think of, NBA comparison. It'd be like Phil Jackson after winning all those titles. Hey, Phil, come be my assistant. Like, I couldn't see Phil as an assistant. Could you see Bill Belichick as a coordinator, as an assistant, right now in the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if I could. It might be a pride thing with him.
Sure, might be. I mean, I'd like to think that someone might be secure enough in what they've done to say, I'll take a step back and look at this team. This team they have a good defense even without a defensive coordinator. This would be a good situation for me. Or just, to be I'll keep my hands in it. I'll be a whatever, assistant, whatever. They would create a role for him.
Yeah.
But, I give him credit for stepping away and maybe taking a look here after an off year, deciding whether he wants to get back into it or not. Maybe he's done.
Right. He's 72 years old, has made tons of money as a coach, probably doesn't need it, has his 25-year-old girlfriend or whatever it is right now.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to enjoy life.
Maybe so.
And not have to really work anymore.
Didn't we say that at the time when they fired Steve Wilkes? Hey, Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
baby.
we did bring that. That was a discussion. Yeah, that was one of the guys we thought, do you reach out to Bill Belichick? And, had a great career, great coach. But, man, it'd be hard for me if I was him after 20 years leading the dynasty, being the man to come in and, serve under somebody else. I don't know if my ego would allow it.
It would be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, even if you said it's not the ego, but wouldn't it be hard if you're coaching a team and you don't agree with what the head coach is doing?
Right.
And it's not even ego. It's just like, that you idiot.
Right.
That would be hard to just give that control up.
Well, think about
authority.
it. I agree. And think about it like this, too. You've won 6 Super Bowls. You've been to the mountaintop.
Including one over the guy.
One over him.
Boss.
Right. Exactly. And it would be hard to think, man, I know more than this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as smart as Shanahan is, he's running that play or he's doing this formation or this lineup. Like, it would be difficult, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. How difficult is this Brandon Aiyuk situation? He's reported today. Fred Warner was on the game. I think this was yesterday with our buddies, Willard and Dibbs. And here's Fred Warner and why he thinks that Aiyuk standoff is actually a good situation for the 49ers.
Yeah, sure, man. I mean, I feel like this is part of it. Obviously when you're a part of such a talented roster, I feel like this is something that goes on every season, and it's a good issue to have because obviously that means that your players are performing at such a high level that you have to have these kind of conversations, and it's part of the business. And so, obviously we all just let them handle that, and when he's back, and we'll welcome him with open arms.
You buying that, Drapes? Good situation to have.
Well, as I was listening to that, Whitey, I thought to myself, because we have been talking the last couple of weeks about how this Aiyuk situation feels different than some of the previous contract negotiations. Now with the news that Aiyuk reported for camp today, it's almost starting to look similar to a Bosa or a Debo or something. Like it doesn't seem as contentious anymore. And so I actually am buying that now. I do think I am optimistic now that something will get done. And I think it took Aiyuk making that first step, coming into camp. He could have been bitter. If he would have held out, I would have been pessimistic. I would have been like, this could get ugly. The fact that he reported, now it shows me it's just business, and I think they'll come together on some sort of deal.
That would be a massive stroke of good fortune. And I guess you got to give him credit if the 49ers waited him out like this and they ended up giving him 28. If they'd offered 28 months ago, he would have said nope. Mm-hmm. But now if they were able to get to a point where, all right, 28, if he were to go, okay, great. That would be masterful.
That's a win-win, right?
Too much credit, but
right.
My goodness.
Exactly. That's a win-win for both sides right now. And I think, what we're seeing by Aiyuk reporting is that cooler heads will prevail. I think, last week we talked about how hurt Aiyuk was, when he made the trade demand and everything like that. But it seems now he's calmed down a little bit. He's going to report to camp, be a good soldier, and let's see if the Niners reward him. And so this could turn out to be a win-win, an avoidable situation. Same thing with Bosa. Same thing with Debo. Those deals eventually got done later in camp. And so I see that, trajectory sort of similar with Aiyuk right now.
I do think Aiyuk is a perfect receiver for Shanahan's system because even though it appears that, the system is such that, look, whoever you are, we're going to get you open. We're going to run, the way the offense is, we're going to get you open. But he's such a great route runner.
Yes.
He's a phenomenal route runner.
Maybe the best in the league. Yeah, exactly. And, the thing about Aiyuk, it's the intangibles, the route running, the blocking. Like, we can look at the numbers and everything, and he had fantastic numbers. But to your point, in Shanahan's system, he's the perfect receiver. Sure, there are some bigger name guys. Let's say, for instance, CeeDee Lamb, let's say. Aiyuk never complains about balls being thrown his way, how many catches or how many targets he gets. He's just been the last couple years anyway, a model soldier. Everything's been great. And so to your point, he has been the perfect receiver for Shanahan's system.
And he blocks.
Yes.
Downfield blocking. If you don't block, you don't play for the 49ers.
And he has the trust of his quarterback too, Brock Purdy. Those two, have a synergy between them. Brock trusts him. He trusts Brock. And how many times did we see Brock throw him open last season? That's that trust that, if I put the ball there, I know Aiyuk is going to get there and catch it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Brock threw him open. So the 49ers say, we're not giving you what you're asking for, Brandon, because without Brock Purdy, you're nothing. I see what you're saying.
No, I didn't.
Without Brock.
Did I say that?
You said he throws him open.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying we've seen at times.
Brandon Aiyuk is.
I tried it. I'm giving Brock some love, and you had to take it to the next level. Just be happy. You know what it is, Purdy fans? Just be happy when I give your boy the C+. When he gets the B-. It's a passing grade.
You
he doesn't have to be
he's 11th best quarterback in the NFL. That's better than a C+.
Yeah, second, third, not top third of the league. Second, third, almost right there.
Almost top 10. Yeah.
He's a good quarterback. He's a good young fella. Is a good quarterback.
Who, if you had to let one of them go next year, and I know some of this will depend on what happens this year, but if you had to say bye-bye to either Debo or Aiyuk,
I mean,
Sophie's choice.
Yeah,
Shanny's choice.
What's interesting about Debo, he's 28 years old. Only a 2-year difference, but it seems like he's older than Aiyuk. Like
he takes a beating.
Yeah, he takes a beating. I would probably, I like Debo though. What he brings to this team, he's a Swiss Army knife. I'd honestly, if I'm being, I'd say goodbye to Aiyuk.
Really?
Yep.
I would not.
I feel like you are able to find another receiver like Aiyuk at some point. It's hard to find another Debo.
I agree, but because of the point you raised about Debo and getting banged up, I don't know how much longer. Once he loses that half a steps, like he's not that guy anymore. And bless him, because he's the one. That's why he wanted more money. He's like, I'm a running back and a receiver. Right. I want to be compensated.
Well, they ran him in the ground a couple years ago.
Yes.
But let me ask you this, and you and Jay. I think Debo also is the swagger, the heart and soul of this 49ers offense, this 49ers team. Aiyuk, quiet, great guy, great receiver, but Debo gives him that edge, I think, to an extent. And what Debo does is sort of, contagious throughout the team. What do you say, Jay?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Debo is the heartbeat.
Yeah.
He is the guy that pushes the needle for the 49ers 9 times out of 10. I don't know. Have you guys watched Receiver yet?
I haven't watched it yet. No, I got to check it out.
If it's not Debo, it's George Kittle. Like George Kittle is probably the other guy, and Trent Williams as well, right? And so, and on the offensive side, I think Fred Warner is the heartbeat when it comes to the defense. Yeah. Absolutely. And Dre is kind of more the gangster. Like he's the guy that kind of walks around like, hey, look at me. I actually think it depends on what happens with Ricky Pearsall. I think what happens with Tricky Ricky P depends on what they're going to do with either Aiyuk and or Debo. Just for the same reason you're talking about, Drapes. I think Aiyuk, the way the 49ers view Aiyuk is he is a possession guy. You can do more with Debo and less with Aiyuk, to me, the way that Shanahan looks like.
I agree, but I just don't know how much longer I can trust that Debo's going to still be Debo. I agree with you. Like, I think we talked about this, Jay. If McCaffrey goes down,
you got Debo.
Forbid. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the flip-flop.
Yeah.
Is if Aiyuk goes down right now, in the last couple of years, we don't really know what the 49ers have possession-wise. But I think if Tricky Ricky P is the guy that they believe he's going to be, I think he's the step in. He's the, he's the possession guy. And then you're starting to work off of, Like, and this the other thing, Debo and Christian McCaffrey, and I knock on wood, CMC really hasn't been hurt that much for the 49ers. Prior to coming this way, he's been banged up 3-4 games a season, that type of thing. And that's where you can transform Debo into what CMC does. And so I just think if you have two is better than one when it comes to the way CMC and Debo play.
Yeah, what did we say? Pro Football Focus top 50. They had Aiyuk 49 and Debo 50.
50, yeah, right
there,
back to back. Yeah.
Mike McDaniel told a great story about Debo once, and we'll share that with you when we come right back to Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. We'll start Wednesday in the low 70s in the valley. We'll climb to around 104 before a delta breeze kicks in, making for a more comfortable Wednesday night. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Your water heater. Old, rusty, forgotten. We hardly ever even think about them until there's no hot water. Right now, get incredible rebates up to $3,000 off and financing available for as little as $40 a month. Leave it to Bonnie to crank up the heat.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
You got a 2-day trial before I take back my time and make you pay. 30-day trial before I make my mind. It is so
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
The rivalry will be renewed at 5 o'clock when Amil Fragoso joins us. Amil versus Drapes. And these guys all off season have kind of buried the hatchet. They've been getting along great.
Yep.
I think you even said, if I'm not mistaken, I love Amil as long as it's not football season.
Right, exactly. Hopefully he's not talking nonsense when he comes on here in a little bit, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Ask him about his Raiders.
He don't even talk about his Raiders, man. He don't even bring it. He claiming Niners now, it seems like. Amil.
Yeah, so that'll be Amil's first official 49er Insider Report of the year. We'll find out what happened today as the team gets ready to work out tomorrow. We were just talking about Debo.
Yes.
And you may remember this story, January of 2022, when the 49ers went into Dallas to beat the Cowboys again. And there was a play where Debo called over to Kyle Shanahan and appeared to say, let's go, which everyone interpreted as him saying, give me the ball. Debo scored on, it was about a 24-yard touchdown run, which put the Cowboys up 23-7. Mike McDaniel said he's never, ever, ever seen a player call a shot like that. He said, quote, that was a special moment that only a special player could accomplish, end quote. But yeah, Mike McDaniel, who then would go on to coach the Dolphins, never, ever, ever seen a player like, give me the ball and I'll take care of it.
And he did. Call a shot. Yeah. Debo's special, man. As much as I, want to give him crap and hate on him, I mean, the dude talks a good game and backs it up. I mean, he plays with a certain edge to him, a certain bravado, a certain confidence. And I think it's, contagious with the team, it permeates the franchise. And, I always make the basketball analogy. We could use a Debo Samuel here in Sacramento with the Kings. You know what I mean?
We need dogs.
Exactly. We need dogs. And so the dude, backs up his words. Like he said, after they lost to the Eagles, he talked about how we're going to get them next year and all this. He went into the link and beat the Eagles, walked out of there, head held high. Eagles fans had their tails tucked between their legs. I got to give him respect. He backed up his talk. And, the dude is special, man. And that's why I think if you do move off of him, trade him, you're losing more than just a guy on the field. You're losing a locker room guy, too.
Earlier today, you were talking about how much you felt like Debo needed to shut his mouth. But, but it's interesting because now you say, you got to.
I mean, if I'm being honest, Debo's that guy you love to hate. When he's on your team, you love him. If he's on the opposing team, Kittle too. I'm going to throw Kittle in that mix. You hate those guys because they talk, they're bragging, they're being, braggadocious, Kittle with the shirt and everything. But if he was on my squad, I'd be riding or dying with that dude. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of shutting your mouth, a lot of people in Cincinnati are going crazy about this thing that happened over the weekend. A lot of people are saying, this is incredible. You need to investigate this. I don't know if you've heard about this.
No.
I don't think it's a thing. Nick Castellanos has, some are saying, this weird knack for homering on big news days. Now, again, to me, it's like, it's maybe a little coincidence. But in Cincy, people are going crazy. And they're saying, we need to look into this. So he hit a home run. Tom Brenneman, the announcer. Yeah. He actually, and this happened a few years ago, he was in the middle of apologizing for getting caught on mic. He said he didn't know he was on mic, and he's like a slur for gay people.
Yeah, not this year. This is a few years ago. Yeah, I remember that.
So as he was apologizing, Nick Castellanos hit a home run.
Oh,
he's like, and I'm so sorry, and there's a drive. So there's a drive became a thing. So it's like, okay. And then, let's see, what else was it? When Willie Mays passed away. Remember, this isn't my thing.
Yeah.
He hit a home run. On the day when someone took a shot at the former president, Castellanos hit a home run. So Sunday, on the day when President Biden announces he's not going to run for re-election, guess who hit a home run?
He hit another.
So people in Cincinnati go, oh, I don't believe it. And to me, it's like, I mean, it's a little unusual, but let's not get carried away, right?
Yeah. So that's 3 times basically they're saying, or is it more? Has there been more instances?
It's 4 if you include the first one with, the announcer apologizing. But I think someone said that, was it DraftKings or somebody actually limited how much you could bet on him hitting a home run that day?
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at this. Castellanos just hit a home run. I'm not kidding. On Twitter, people went nuts. A new pope has white smoke. A new national insanity has Castellanos. Yeah. And they're talking about, someone needs to investigate this. Look, this is deeply weird. Even the team account knows how deeply weird this is. It's not that big of a deal.
Come on. It really isn't. And who, thinks of this? Like, who's sitting around? Oh my God, didn't he just hit one when Trump? Didn't he hit one when Tom Brady?
Right,
like, who thinks of this and then does the research? Like, yeah, and now it becomes a thing, right?
Yeah. Well, they want it to be a thing.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's a fairly mildly interesting curiosity.
Yeah.
But in today's day of social media.
Oh, look at this. Look
Of
at
course
this.
he did.
Total coincidence. And, good for him. But now, if it happens one more time, Whitey, if something big happens and he hits a home run, that's 5 times.
Yeah. I said Cincinnati, I apologize. He's with the Phillies. The first time it happened was against Cincinnati. But
okay.
Yeah. Phillies outfielders long managed to hit home runs during major news events or noteworthy deaths. No, that's
and it's a thing on social media and everything. Huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, the meme took on a life of its own. Anyway, okay. You're with me, right?
That's not a thing. It's a crazy coincidence, but I'm not reading too much into
Okay,
that.
good, because I was talking to somebody else yesterday with the station. I won't mention their name, but I asked them about it. They said, oh man, that's definitely a thing. It is so strange.
I know who you were talking to. That's an Alan Styles.
That's close, but it's not it.
Chris Watkins?
I told you.
Watkins, what? He's been around Styles too much. What is he doing? I can see Alan Styles saying that. Chris Watkins?
Josh Reynolds on Twitter. All jokes aside, this has to be studied. Nick Castellanos going deep every single time there is a tragedy or something newsworthy is legitimately unlike anything I've ever seen in sports history. There can't be any type of logical explanation. No words.
What kind of studying needs to be done? This has to be. We got to look deeper into this. This is, it's a coincidence, man.
Thank
it's
you.
like,
That's all it is. Let's relax.
And baseball, they play every day. It's not like, in football or something, it just happens to line up on any given date. There's a chance he hits a home run every day. So, yeah.
Okay. Thanks. I
feel all right. No, you're good, man.
Yeah.
You're not, off the rocker like some of these other.
Okay. All right. Now, the other.
You feel good?
I feel better.
You feel better
relieved.
now? You're relieved?
I was reading this. It's like, what am I missing? There must be like 7 instances of this that it was just those 4 things and you're making a big deal out of that. Yeah. We got to just take a deep breath sometimes.
Take a chill.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
One of the things we'll probably talk to Amil about is the news today that the NFL and the Players Union are closer than ever to an 18-game season.
Yeah.
Sounds like, I don't know if Jay's weighed in yet, but you and I are on the same page in this.
We don't need it.
Care for
right.
it.
I'm like, it's not broken. Why try and fix it? I love the 16-game schedule. And I wonder what Amil thinks about this. 18 makes sense, though, Whitey, from a 9-9 standpoint. I could see that being the reason.
You don't like the 17 games.
I hate the 17. Like, why do you have one? Like, some teams have one more home game. Some teams have one more road game. It's not an even playing field then.
Mm-hmm. The way they balance that out is they put the extra one, all the teams in one conference, so it's one conference is the same and the other conference is the same. That's how.
Like home and road and everything. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see.
But still,
I don't like it. I just don't like it.
You knew once they went to 17, it's like, well, just waiting for the other Nike to drop.
Yeah. Did you say Nike?
Yeah.
To drop? Okay.
Yeah. Nike makes cleats, right?
Right. Yeah, they do. Under Armour, Nike. Yeah, I guess. All right.
Yeah. Jay, are you all aboard on 18 games?
Nah, I'm out. Yeah, I don't need more football.
Good.
Yeah, I don't need
Jay's even out. And you're a football guy too. You like football, right?
Yeah, I'm a
Niners guy.
Yeah, I'm a Niners guy, but I'm not the biggest NFL guy. I'm more a college guy. But I just don't need another round of what's going on with the NFL. Another reason, like they give us enough combine and draft, and I don't need another week. Yeah, I'm good. And this, guys. You talk to football guys, the body gets beat up.
Right.
Like physically, another week, you're gonna have to give them another bye. I would imagine that's what they're talking about. But you might even have to flex another bye week in there on the back end of the season.
Weeks.
Yeah.
2 bye weeks.
You gotta have to though, right?
Right.
Either that or have like a split squad, like a taxi squad. Like okay, Team A is playing this week,
like what the Kings just did in
Summer League.
Yes.
Nah.
All right, we're back with a look at the 49ers' biggest issue with camp opening this week. Next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings' Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle Draper here to remind you that the famous Bay Area pizza company Amici's East Coast Pizzeria has just opened its first location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. Visit amicis.com and click on the Sacramento banner for their menu and to order. And as a special deal all this week, enter promo code SAC20 at checkout to receive 20% off your entire order. So when you want to enjoy great pizza with family and friends this week, use promo code SAC20 at amicis.com and Amici's delivers.
Unleash your backyard's potential with Premier Pools and Spas. As the region's top pool builder, no challenge is too difficult for us. Let us create the perfect pool for your home and your budget. Call or search Premier Pools and Spas and get started today. CSLB number 589234.
Quick Quack Car Wash takes the drama out of keeping your car clean.
Let's wash the car.
Don't spray the hose inside the car. Our convenient wash packages make it easy to get your car soaked, scrubbed, and on your way. Protect your car from sun, rain, and pollen with a ceramic duct wash and get our in-wash light show and an unbeatable clean.
Oh, the kids filled the gas tank with water.
Of course they did. Quick Quack Car Wash. Come in today and get 25% off any wash.
Summer is finally here, and so are all the best deals on DeWalt Power Tools at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. Drills, impacts, circular saws, you name it, we have it for the best price in town, guaranteed. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a seasoned tradesman, we've got all the DeWalt products you need to crush your next project. So come on down to Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet today on Power and Road for better tools and better prices. For more info, visit fastenersinc.net.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Jay, can we get a poll going? I'm just curious here if we could have is Shanny's choice here. A terrible choice you'd have to make, and the Niners don't have to make it now, but they might be looking at this choice next year. If you had to choose, you could only keep one, Aiyuk or Debo, which way would you go? Can we get a poll going on that?
Of course, we got you.
Yeah. You guys are already strongly pro Debo.
I don't know about strongly.
I thought you were. I'm not trying to.
I
thought that's what you said.
I never said strongly. I definitely did not use the word strongly, but I'm leaning Debo. Yes, I think I would keep Debo just because he, brings something different that you can't find anywhere else. Aiyuk, my guy, but you could find other receivers to fill his position. Debo, he's a Swiss Army knife. Everything he does is hard to fill.
Mm-hmm. Debo is tremendous, great football player. But as far as being a route runner, Ayuk's much better as a route runner.
Yep.
I don't need Debo as much, and I'd love to keep them both, but if I have to get rid of one or have to let one go, I'm keeping Aiyuk because he's an incredible receiver.
No doubt about that. Everything you're saying is correct.
He and your boy Brock have that thing, as you
They
mentioned.
do got a thing. They do got a thing. I'd love to hear from the people. 916-339-1140. If you had to keep one, who would you keep? Debo or Brandon Aiyuk?
I'm going Aiyuk. That's, reluctantly. Don't want to say goodbye to either one of them, but I'd go. I wouldn't have to think about it long.
Do you think that will be what we're facing next season?
Yeah. I mean, you look at the expenditures and the budget and who else they have to pay, and you got your quarterback. You got to give him a lot of money.
Yeah, and here's the thing about Debo. He'll be 29 next year, I do believe, starting to get up there in age a little bit.
And the age is only part of the story with him.
Right. And, wear and tear.
Yeah, which is to his
abuse
credit.
he takes, all that. And I hear you. I understand that. And, when I say I take Debo, it's probably like 55-45. It's I'm torn on both because I love Aiyuk, younger receiver, still, in my opinion, hasn't hit his prime. You could argue we've seen the best of Debo already. You could argue, Debo has hit his peak of who he is. And so, either way, it's going to be a massive loss for the Niners. And that's why there's this notion that, it's Super Bowl or bust. They got to get it done this year because financially, then you got to pay Brock Purdy and things like that. Some changes might be made with this squad.
Yeah. David Lombardi of The Athletic says this is a team facing enormous pressure to win it all. It's almost like, I don't know, like when a UCLA team, with John Wooden, some of those teams that won every year, there's so much pressure to win every year. For a team that hasn't won, in a while, I think this team's probably facing more pressure to win than like any team we've ever seen, right?
Right.
If they don't win a Super Bowl, it'll be considered a massive failure.
Right.
Which is not fair, but that's the fact of the matter.
And I haven't looked at the odds. Are they the favorites or to win the Super Bowl in the Vegas odds, or is it still Kansas City?
I think it's Kansas City, but I don't know.
Probably they're probably the favorite to win the NFC. And you're right. Like, there's not much more John Lynch and Shanahan can do roster building wise to improve this team. Like, this is one of the greatest teams talent wise we've seen in the last 20 years or so. Like, there have been far less talented teams to win the Super Bowl than this Niners team. And so if you come up short, it's like, man, now what do we do? Where do we go? Do you just want an all-star team, all-pro team at every position? How much talent do you need to win the Super Bowl? And I got a question too, and it's very early in the game. I know we haven't started the season yet, but if they don't win the Super Bowl, should heads roll? Will there be a calling for Shanahan to get fired? I'm not saying they should or not, but I'm just saying, who's to blame if they fall short this time?
I would think it would depend on how they fell short. If they fell short and lost another close game and maybe, he had some questionable decision, maybe. I don't think they'd fire him yet, though.
Right.
I think the heat would be ratcheted up, but he and Lynch are, they have been successful to this point. I think next year maybe the seat would be getting hot, but I don't think they'd fire him. Do you, Jay?
No. And I'm with you. I think it kind of depends on how the game plays out, how they lose. Right now, fellas, according to BetMGM, according to ESPN Bet, according to DraftKings, according to Caesar Sportsbook, Kansas City Chiefs are hovering between a plus 500, plus 550. They are the favorites. Frisco is number 2. Can you take a guess who you think is 3?
Knowing our country, I'm gonna say the Jets.
Oh, come on now.
I'm just saying, bro. People love Aaron Rodgers.
That's true.
I would say the Bengals. No. Oh no, Packers.
I was gonna say Packers.
No, someone that we talked about yesterday on the show who's probably getting ready to catch a little heat. That'd be Baltimore Ravens.
I think they're close. I forgot all about the
They're
Ravens.
close with the 49ers. A lot of pressure. Lamar Jackson not performing as much as he needs, probably, to most people, not to everybody in the playoff. Detroit Lions 4. Cincinnati Bengals and Philadelphia Eagles are tied for 5 in most places. Let me see. Caesars has Buffalo tied with those 3, but beyond that, those are the top 5.
What's the Eagles number?
A plus 1,400 on Bet. Bet MGM, ESPN. They are.
You don't want to throw your money.
1,400 on Caesars. They are 1,400.
I thought you were gonna place a wager on them legally, of course, before you left Vegas.
I didn't. I was stuck at the blackjack tables.
Gallivanting.
I didn't make it to the betting windows. I was on the blackjack tables a little too long. You know what they say though about the blackjack tables and just gambling in general. That last round you play, that last trip to the table, it's like Bill Belichick said. He'd rather cut a player a year too early than a year too late. My philosophy now has to be I'd rather leave the table a day too early than a day too late.
Yeah.
Because your boy was up.
Yeah.
Then I wasn't. Yeah, see that last trip to the table, that flight delay, Jay. That flight delay got me.
Man, don't even talk about it. It got me too. I was up, then even, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm even. Forget it. It's been a great couple of days. The last one, I was like,
yeah, that was brutal.
I blame it on the Delta Airlines.
Which issue do you guys think is a bigger issue for the 49ers? We asked Sam Monson, pardon me. And I know everyone's talking about Aiyuk, but is it the offensive line and protecting the quarterback, or is it getting the defense back to where it was? The defense did slide to the extent that we found out today that Coach Shanahan even asked Bill Belichick, do you want to be the defensive coordinator? He declined. But which is a bigger issue for them? Given all the pressure, you have to win this year.
I think it's the defense.
Yeah?
I think it's the defense. Even when you look at last year in the Super Bowl, when the defense needed a stop, they couldn't get it done. And I'm not saying the defense is bad or has holes or anything like that, but they are banged up too at the linebacker position. I think when you look at the defensive line last year, all the additions, all the moves they made, it really didn't live up to the hype.
No.
It didn't. And so
Steve Wilkes paid for that with his job.
With his job. And so I think it's defensively, they need that. They need Bosa to become Bosa again. From 2 years ago, they just need much more pressure from that defensive line, I think.
It's really interesting to me because as sophisticated as Kyle Shanahan's offense is, and as futuristic and imaginative and creative as it's supposed to be, and it is, the 49ers are still based on run the ball, stop the run.
Right.
And last year they did not stop the run. They were, by one measure, EPA per play, they were 26th.
Against the run?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they've been phenomenal. Yeah. So that set them back.
Can I throw another one in there?
Yeah.
This is the same thing we've been saying for years upon years. And I think this has a little bit to do with the defense. Injuries. And I know, the NFL, you can't get around them. But I don't know what the 49ers, I continue to say this. The physician team with the 49ers needs to be examined every year. It should be re-examined on what is really going on with the injuries, and I've heard talking to, the cleats and how many ACL and lower extremity injuries the 49ers have had over the last 5, 6, 7 years. But I have no clue what is going on with that team when it comes to lower extremity injuries. Like, it is a problem when it comes to that.
Jay,
team.
let me ask you this, and maybe I'm forgetting, but they were relatively compared to previous years.
Other than Hufunga, mid-season they lost 3 guys, but they all came back.
Right, and Greenlaw in the Super Bowl, I get that, but wasn't this a different, squad injury-wise from previous years?
You're talking about the Greenlaw, though, aren't you?
Yeah, the other part of that, too, for me, Drapes, to kind of answer your question is, and again, they're not on the outside looking in. There's a bunch of, injuries happen in the NFL all the time. Unfortunately, within the next 48 hours, we're going to hear about somebody being injured. We know that right now that camp is starting. What I'm saying with the 49ers, though, is their star guys are always 3, 4, 5 game lapses. You look at what happened last year. They started 5-0. And then next thing you know, injury happened. Debo went down, broken elbow or whatever that would call. They lose straight immediately. And so that's my thing with this 49ers team is I can't for the love of me in the history. Now, I'm only going back 40 years of on earth now, and you were going back 35 or 30, 3 years of what I can remember. But with that being said, I just can't remember the talent guys, the position guys, the guys that matter the most with the 49ers in the last 5 to 7 years. It feels like at least all of these guys have missed a patch of 4, 5, 6 games, and not just one season. It's happened 2 or 3 seasons, beside Fred Warner. Like, these guys are always injured for a quick 4 or 5 games in the season. And to me, that always kind of detours the season of where you need to go.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that I've thought of with that, and it doesn't relate to the defensive player, so I'm not sure it holds any water, but for as long as Kyle Shanahan has been there, it seems like they've had more than their fair of injuries, right? Doesn't it?
I think so.
Even before they were good again, it's like, man, they had guys getting hurt. And, he preaches that, yak and run hard after the catch.
Right,
and I don't know. That's the only thing
So
I
you
can
want
think
to
of.
drop down.
Play too hard.
Right.
I don't know. Look at Kittle. I mean, Kittle tries to destroy people on every catch and runs through people, and he's paid a terrible price for that.
No, you're right about that. And
but what are you going to do?
What are you gonna
not play football?
Right, not play your style, not be who you are. And it served them well too, Jay.
Yes.
Like they've had some success.
Sure.
So it's not like we got to be soft and a finesse team. They're a power team.
Yeah, but they're always, and like you said, it's helped them. Even we go to the cornerback position. I can go back to Sacramento's own Ahkello Witherspoon playing for 49ers, playing well. Went down. Then we had to transition and put someone else in. Then transition and put someone else in. And you find different talent. I think that's how they've kind of come across Diamador Lenore, but then you have Ambry Thomas you're trying to figure out what's going on. Jair Brown is in because Huff is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just feels like one of their main pieces, 2 of their main pieces, 3 of it adds up, fellas. Like it snowballs. It's never just, Debo is down and nobody else. No, it's normally Debo, Trent, and George Kittle missing 4 games together. Mm-hmm. And to me, I just think that matters. But to answer the question, I would say defense. I will think, and this 49er fan talking, I think they did a way better job approaching the defensive line this year. And it's kind of like what your team did, Drapes, on the backside. I think they threw so many people out there now that 2 of these guys got to stick.
Got to stick. Okay.
Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins, Matos Gross. Like there's so many guys that they've thrown in this year that somebody's got to stick.
Yeah, the 49ers have, David Lombardi points out, rehauled their defensive line, deepened their secondary because they recognize that's a huge issue. And as Sam Monson said, as far as the offensive line goes, it seems like they're not as worried about that as the rest of us are.
Right. I mean, that was a concern last year going into last season also, if I'm correct, talking about the offensive line. And they didn't address it, right?
Scheme around it. You go all the way back to when they got good again, 2019. He schemes around it. He really does. Shanahan really does figure out how to scheme around the offensive line issues. But it cost him in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Would have won the Super Bowl. All right, we'll take a quick time out. When we come back, TNT has matched Amazon's NBA offer, which you'd think would be good news, but now things could get really dicey, and we'll tell you why when we come back to Sactown Sports.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Ah, the sweet feelings of summer. The kiss of warm sun on your skin. the softly scented breeze blowing through the trees. Don't worry, you have Off Clean Feel, fragrance-free mosquito repellent that feels good on skin, so even mosquitoes can't ruin those sweet feelings of summer. Off Clean Feel. Prevention is the best protection from mosquitoes.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Sorry about that. My mistake. Thank you for being with us, and I want to thank Derek Too Shifty for pointing this out. Sam Quinn of CBS has been saying some nonsense about Keegan on Twitter today, so I looked into that, and we'll get to that in just a moment. First, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It is time to check it with TC. What's up, TC?
Check it, man. What's up with Whitey, Drake, Jay? How was Vegas, bro?
What's up, TC? Still trying to recover, family. Still trying to recover from Vegas.
Hey, look, y'all gonna recover. Hey, look, we're talking about the Niners. Oh, no, wait. Before we get on the Niners, Drake, did you have a chance to sit down and talk to our boy Devin Carter? How is his attitude, bro? Is he a cool dude, bro? Is he, like, cocky?
No, cool dude, man. I saw him at Vegas, chopped it up with him for a little bit. Seemed very respectful, introduced myself. Cool dude.
Okay, I just heard a few things about him, bro, and I didn't know if they were true or not, dog. And I was like, man, I hope this dude don't come in like that, because here at Sac, bro, we mess with you, dog. But we just don't want that first impression to come off like you're just a weirdo, bro, because it's not gonna sit well. You get me?
I hear you, TC.
Jay, listen to this one, Jay. Whitey, you also. Brandon Aiyuk is only showing up, dog, because he want to show up and show that he's the best receiver at camp. He don't care about that. He still want to get paid. He says, you know what? I'm going to take a different approach. I'm going to show up, and I'm probably going to show out to make y'all, look, y'all can't live without me. I'm BA. Pay me, and I'm going to show y'all why y'all need to pay me. That's the approach I think that he's going to have. And if he going in there like that, I'm with him. I know Jay ain't feeling it. Jay taking the team approach. I'm taking BA approach, man, because y'all know how I really feel about Shannon Lynch, dog. Seriously. Y'all know how I feel about that. I'm taking BA. I love what he's doing. I don't care about him talking or none of that, because Shanahan deserved that, dog. That's all I got. Check it.
TC dropping in. Yes, sir.
Vote for BA.
BA, he takes. Yeah. Okay. Hey, that man, he says.
Yeah.
TC got some inside information about Devin Carter, huh?
I know, right? I wonder what he hearing.
I don't know, man. He must have visited the local restaurant, got a little scoop on him.
Right. I mean, he dresses fly, got the glasses. I mean, he probably got a little cockiness to him, but when I met him, he was cool. He seemed cool.
He plays hard. He
Plays
played hard.
got a little chip on his shoulder a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna hate on Devin
Never
Carter.
know who knows who.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Didn't TC say something about attitude? Or all I know is if the guy plays hard, then I don't have a problem.
I ain't
with
worried
attitude.
about it. Exactly. We'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, the proof will be in the pudding. We know that.
You know who has a little attitude is Tin, who joins us now.
10. Spin the wheel. We're not sure which way 10 going to go.
Sliding doors moment. What do you have for us today, Tin?
So, according to Aiyuk, and Debo Samuel, I've never seen a player like Debo who can score a rushing touchdown on an end around like anybody else.
Yeah.
That is special in him. That is his value. BA, now there are plenty of great route runners such as him. And so I just believe with my first point that Debo, he would be a key piece to keep or a key trade asset.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that's
All right, 10. Okay.
The wide back.
Jay, that's terrible.
He was actually right on point.
No,
that
he
time.
was
Yeah,
he was on time.
right on
Topical.
point.
Yes,
No
yeah.
disrespect. I'm just saying that you said spin the wheel. You never know when 10 gonna land.
All right,
that's
that was good.
that's one of the things we love about Tin is that. All right,
Right.
strap in.
Shoot some ladders out here, fellas.
It's like walking into a time machine. What year we gonna?
What year we
end
at?
up in? Thank you, Tin.
Good job, 10.
That's
Good call.
that's your Debo argument, right? It's like just nobody quite like
Right.
him in terms of the blend of skills.
Exactly. Debo is a unicorn, if you will. You know, there's a lot of Aiyuks out there in the NFL. Not a lot of Debos out there. You know, Debos don't grow on trees. You know, and so that's why I say, you know, if I had to choose, I'd probably stick it with Debo.
Now, did you hear about this, Drapes? And again, thank you to Derek Too Shifty. Sam Quinn has said some things today on Twitter that some Kings fans aren't crazy about. I mean, it's nothing slander. It's just his opinion. Matt, is it Issa or Isa?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He says Keegan Murray is one of the most important players to keep tabs on in the NBA next year. And if he takes a leap and reaches that OG Anunoby stage, well, you know, that would be tremendous for the Kings. Sam Quinn says on Twitter, quote, "This was one of my issues with the DeMar trade. Keegan is never going to be defensively what Bridges and Anunoby are. His real next step was to develop more as an on-ball scorer to pair with his shooting. Adding DeMar just cuts into reps that should be his."
Who said this?
This is Sam Quinn, CBS Sports.
Who's that? I'm not going to,
NBA
you know, y'all, Whitey.
Yeah.
This segment might need to be a monologue because I'm not going to give this clown an ounce
This is
of
Sam
my.
Quinn.
Who the heck is
You
Sam
kidding me?
Quinn? Who the heck is Sam Brady Quinn? You're talking about Sam Darnold? Sam Quinn?
Don't make Jay get him on.
Dog, I don't want. This clown said something else. Remember a couple of weeks ago about the Kings.
He did.
Dissing the Kings. And so you're Sam Quinn. This is the problem with sports media right now. Who the freak is Sam Quinn?
There's a difference to Sam Quinn between good and OG Bridges, though. That's literally a DPOY runner-up and the person who was just number 2 in odds before getting injured. The real growth area for him, in my humble opinion, is on-ball scoring. I just would have preferred giving him more touches, not less, with DeMar DeRozan.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do right now, Whitey?
That's Sam Quinn, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I want to see if Sam Quinn has a LinkedIn page. Maybe he worked in the front office I don't know about. Maybe he was a coach on the D1 level I don't know about. You know what I mean? Like, what's his credentials? Why do we care if Sam Quinn says regarding Keegan Murray, his area of development or whatever it is as an on-ball, a ball handler? Who the heck is Sam Quinn? Now, if Mike Brown said that, if Hubie Brown said that, if Larry Brown said that, okay. But Sam Quinn? I don't give a. You're lucky this is a family show. Sam Quinn.
You don't agree with Sam on this?
I
Mr.
don't
Quinn?
care what Sam says.
Doctor, I'm going to say Dr. Quinn, medicine woman.
I don't agree with Sam Quinn about anything. Nothing. Zilch, zero, nada, nothing. I don't need to hear from that guy. No offense.
So Kings fans shouldn't be concerned about this?
The Kings fans should not give this dude the time of day. This is some dude who all of a sudden sent out a bunch of tweets and then somehow CBS said, oh, let's hire him. Tell me this guy's credentials, please, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Quinn.
Family Schlegel. Sam Quinn is not the LeBron of CBS Sports.
Exactly. Unbelievable, man. Sam Quinn.
Isn't that the point, though, Drapes?
No, what is the point? What, Whitey? I mean, Jay, what is the point?
Like, who
Has anyone ever
cares?
called you Whitey
No,
before, Jay?
absolutely.
I know, right?
I've never got that. We might have to hit Mark Spears.
I'm saying.
But isn't that the point? And look, take it how you want to. Kings fans, you don't got to leave it alone. Who cares if he says that? We don't need to be emotional about Sam Quinn talking about, the situation.
Jay, Whitey, I mean, Whitey,
vice versa.
Dude, look at the tweet. Look, I don't know if you guys pull up his tweet, that he said, one of my issues, Keegan's never. The first comment I see is from somebody that calls himself Monty McNair's burner account. The fact you get paid for this is honestly impressive. Great for you. You scammed the living blank out of CBS Sports. That's what I'm talking about. Who is this? Oh, man. I just can't with this dude. I can't. I have no idea who Sam Quinn is. Let me see who follows Sam Quinn. Anybody I know?
638 followers, I think.
No, he got some followers.
He's about 10,000 or something, right?
14.8 thousand.
Okay.
Yeah, he got some. Yeah, he got some.
I'm sorry. Wait, I was talking about who he is following.
Oh yeah,
14.8 thousand.
Yeah, he's Jason Jones follows him. We should text Jason Jones and be like, Jason, why are you following this clown?
And he works for CBS, man. He's
Sam Quinn. Come on, man. You know what? I'm gonna tell my son to tweet something. And then Nick Draper says, that's how much, no offense, I love my son. But seriously, right? Who's this guy? Mm-hmm. If a real NBA insider, somebody with some cred actually said something that's been in the front office, that's talked to front office. This is a guy on his grandma's couch with the plastic over it, tweeting out things. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Sam Quinn.
I agree with you, Jay. We get too upset about these things just because we're a little overly sensitive sometimes.
Yeah, who cares,
right?
Man? Everybody's not going to like you, fellas. Everybody's not going to say you're the greatest. Everybody's not going to believe, the Kings are the greatest organization ever be assembled. So just because Sam Quinn doesn't like, the move to DeMar DeRozan is rocking and Keegan's going to, be blocked and is furthering his career, who cares, man? It is what it is. Take it and bust the move.
If you really don't respect the guy's opinion, it should be good news that he doesn't like it.
Very true.
Right?
Right, because this guy's clearly wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm with you, Sam Quinn.
Give us the real analysis, Drapes, right now about DeMar DeRozan joining for Keegan's development.
No, because here's the thing. I think DeMar ultimately is going to help Keegan. Can you imagine those two guys behind the scenes in practice working out? DeMar takes younger players under his wing. I could argue, and Whitey, you brought it up. I brought it up as well. Keegan is going to be a more efficient player. His numbers are going to be better because of a guy like DeMar DeRozan. Mm-hmm. All right. This guy.
That's what Drape says, but Sam Quinn.
Sam Quinn.
Quinn sitting on that. What couch is he sitting on?
His grandma's couch. Did your grandma had the plastic on her couch back in the day?
But I had a bunch of aunties.
Yeah, exactly. My Nana had the plastic on her couch. Mm-hmm. You didn't want to spill anything.
Still have that? Anyone still have it?
Oh, you guaranteed they do.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
They got to be grandmas, though, right?
Sofa,
I think it's, how AARP sends you something in the mail when you reach I think we reach a certain age, like plastic just comes in the mail for the couch or something. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody under 60, 65 has it.
Here's your couch plastic. Right? Congratulations.
Plastic rollers down the hallway.
Yeah. Do we have a meal coming up?
We got a meal.
Yeah, all right.
Good.
Amil Fragoso, 49er Insider, coming up on Sactown Sports.
What drives you? At 303 Car Care, we're driven to put the best detailing products in your hands. We create every formula, fill every bottle, and test every batch of 303 at our Chicago headquarters, always with quality in mind. From cleaners and coatings to our flagship aerospace protective, you can trust that every 303 product does what the label says it's going to do. That's because 303 is driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Grab the keys to a new fuel-efficient Toyota. Let's go! Hit the open California road this summer with incredible MPG and peace of mind. With fewer fill-ups, you can explore further and make the most of those long summer days. Choose from Toyota's 16 hybrid and electrified models, more than any other brand, and go the distance with Toyota's class-leading fuel efficiency and reliability. It's time to make this summer one to remember. Toyota, let's go places.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting, endless waves crashing on a beach, kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere, certainly not in California, not even one piece. Good news, if we work together, we will change it all. Clean California, zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Hey, everybody, it's Kyle Draper here to remind you that the famous Bay Area pizza company Amici's East Coast Pizzeria has just opened its first location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. Visit Amici's.com and click on the Sacramento banner for their menu and to order. And as a special deal all this week, enter promo code SAC20 at checkout to receive 20% off your entire order. So when you want to enjoy great pizza with family and friends this week, use promo code SAC20 at Amici's.com and Amici's delivers.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
49er veterans reporting to camp. Got a workout tomorrow. It begins tomorrow.
Let's go,
Then we
football.
got to wait for the preseason. Then we got to go through the preseason. Eventually, we'll get to the start of the NFL season.
Yeah, what are we, about 6 weeks away, 7 weeks away from real games? But plenty to talk about, man.
Yes, yes.
Camp battles and stuff like that.
Who better to talk about it with than our Sactown Sports 49er insider, Amil Fragoso. How are you, Amil?
Good, Whitey, Draper. How you guys doing?
Oh, shoot. I'll be all right. I'm not going to say anything, bro. I'm not going to say. No, dude. You in the submarine or something? You in the middle of the Pacific? What the heck
He's
is
on the train, man. Give him a break.
Hold on.
I'm done.
Is that better?
I think it's a little better. Yeah.
Is that better, boys? Okay.
Yeah. Draper.
I'm on a train. That's why. You know how it is. I'm driving back. I'm back right now from Bay Area. I'm back right now from training camp. Day one.
Yeah.
Of course, the Niners. A lot going on. Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch talking. It's been a busy day, a surprising day, but a busy day to the least.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, Emil. It does sound better. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
that.
there we go.
I was about to say, dude, because you're supposed to come on at 5, and Jay's like, nah, let's push him back. He got to get on the train. He got to do some stuff. I'm like, we waited a half hour for that? But you sound better now. You sound better now, big fella. You're good now.
I think it's my AirPods. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know what's wrong with my AirPods. Something's all cattywampus with them, I think. So
you're good now, though.
Yeah. Remember we had that issue with the meal once before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he took care of it.
Yeah.
Hey, what stood out to you today? I know George Kittle announced that he's lost weight. Shanahan, this was actually on a TK podcast, says how we offered a job at Belichick. What stood out to you today other than Aiyuk actually showing up?
Yeah, Aiyuk showing up was the biggest surprise out of them all today, honestly, guys. It really was. It was Aiyuk showing up and Aiyuk reporting to camp, and now there's a lot of different variables that can be played into that factoring. The fact is, though, is that at the end of the day, him and the 49ers want to come to a deal. But does that mean it will come this week? Very unlikely. It's more likely that he holds in rather than holds out, and he works on, being a leader for his teammates off the field, being part of the facilities, part of other stuff, and then maybe he goes and practices at some point later in this training camp, I should say.
Hey, Amil, what does it signal that Aiyuk is there at camp? Is this, an olive branch he's extending to the team? How do you read into him actually reporting for camp?
There's a lot of different things in that. One of them I do think is that the fines are hefty, okay? It's $40,000 a day for him missing camp, for him holding out. And those are fines that the Niners could forgive, but they're likely not to, considering they've had discussions now for a while. It's not like the Nick Bosa situation last year where he was, stay in store for a little bit and come back.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Amil. We have to disconnect with you for the time being.
Abort.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
Man
there.
overboard. I love you, Amil.
I think the train ran over his phone.
Yo, somebody on the text said, can we start a GoFundMe for TC to get a new phone? Let's start a GoFundMe for Amil to get some new AirPods. Jeez, big fella.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That got to be in the budget here at Sactown Sports, right?
On the train, man, coming back from Santa Clara.
Yeah.
You're always talking about somebody's situation.
Dude, if people came correct, I wouldn't have to, Jay. If people, upgraded to 5G, I wouldn't have to.
We got a submarine in the Pacific. We got a
stagecoach. We got stagecoach. As Manny Too Legit says, what the heck was that? Dang.
Yeah. Are we gonna
effort him again?
Yeah, we're gonna reconnect with him, Jay. Or are we just gonna?
We're gonna try. We'll see. I'm gonna test on this side, and I'll let you know.
I mean, I appreciate his effort and everything, but that's a long day, and he's coming back on the train.
Amil, he made an effort though. I appreciate that though.
Yeah.
It's
well, he's responsible. It's like, I'm covering the stuff for the station. I want to share what I'm finding out with the guys that are with my guys.
He's rocking the same phone you got there. The old school
what's wrong with my phone?
Apple II, iPhone 2.
It's a mini. You don't like the mini, do you? I got the mini.
No, you got the mini. It serves its purpose. You know what I mean? You got the dial-up connection we dealing with Amil. I don't even know what he said, to be honest with you.
He's talking about Aiyuk. He's so surprised that
how costly it is.
Yeah, how costly it is. And just because he's there doesn't mean he'd be practicing.
Right. And can you?
But he probably will be because he's under contract. Not like he's waiting for a new contract.
Right, he's under contract.
Yeah.
But and that's something I didn't think of that Amil brought up. $40,000 a day for missing. He got bread, but his bread ain't that long to be, missing that much time. And so it might have been a financial decision to report because you don't want to, you're already, going to cost yourself money if you, don't take this deal. Maybe he's thinking, you know what? I can't afford. But then what's all this about then? Just take the deal and let's go.
Right.
What do you,
That's the play.
Right. That's the play. So I don't know.
Yeah. But
I'm just Amil threw me off my game, man. It's always something with that guy, right?
No,
you know what I mean?
dude.
You in the submarine or something? You in the middle of the Pacific? What the heck is that? Your boy.
Drake's always got something going on.
Man.
With somebody. If it don't matter a guest, it don't matter who it is.
I'm just saying, man. He's my guy, and I do that because I love him. I wouldn't call him out like that. If he couldn't take it, he dishes it out and he could take it. But poor guy. Dog, why don't we just get him some wired headphones? You know what I mean? Everybody trying to be with if your AirPods ain't up to snuff, just get the old school wired ones then. You know what? No, dude. You in the submarine or something? You in the middle of the Pacific? What the heck is the funny thing about it? He tried to keep delivering his report and talking, bro.
He's a professional.
We done tuned you out from the moon. All right, I'm done, man. I'm done. Go ahead, Whitey.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right. Are you going to be able to collect yourself for the way back quiz?
Oh, I'll be ready for that. Yeah. I'll be ready for that.
Yeah.
I owe Jay a thing or two.
Yeah. And we'll see.
Any basketball in this one?
I don't know.
All right.
Someone does it and then they hand it to me. The computer spits it out. We'll see if we can't reconnect with Amil as well. When we come back, the way back quiz next on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Welcome to Staples, young man. Tomorrow's my big day. Big day? First grade. Aw. Well, Staples has crayons, markers, glue. I need a laptop. Oh, yeah, sure. With Staples Hot Deals, you can save up to $300 on select PCs for school.
Wait. The finances are Mom's department.
Right.
I'm looking for performance, like a Core i7 processor.
Boy, first grade has really changed.
Tell me about it.
Save big on tech for school with super low Staples Hot Deals. Right now, get up to $300 off select PCs at Staples. Ends 8/24.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Jason Mraz and the Super Band live. The mystical, magical, rhythmical, radical ride. Friday, August 9th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Jason Mraz and the Super Band with special guest Molly Miller Trio. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Jason Mraz and the Super Band in concert. Pick up the new album, Mystical, Magical, Rhythmical, Radical Ride.
Hey, so I'm thinking more of in fact of we should incentivize for months, give them like another reason to resign with us by trading for.
Hold up, Abby, hold up. You in a stagecoach or something, bro? Why is it so rickety out there?
Rattly.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more.
This is too much.
The Drive Guys.
Oh, the text line
Sactown
here.
Sports.
Yeah, from the 916. We are all living in a yellow submarine.
Yellow submarine.
Yeah. And text of the day.
Yes.
This could be text of the year from the 209. Just wish they'd put their name on it. String done broke off homeboy's soup can. That was going to be tough to beat. That's top of the leaderboard.
Yo, somebody texted me. Make sure he's okay, man. Make sure he's okay.
He's good. I talked to him.
He
man.
good? He
I
probably
thanked him
pissed
for the
at us.
effort. I said nothing we could do. Yeah.
This is the second time this happened with him, though, right? Like, there we have another issue. I don't know.
Yeah, we did one time, but it was his earbuds, and then earpods.
Yeah, he called back and fixed it.
And then this was, I think he fixed that, but then I think there was something with the train.
He's on the train. He probably
Too
had a
many
bridge or two.
variables.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this guy.
I think what happened was the submarine went a little too deep.
Right,
You know, it's
right,
okay when they're on the
exactly.
surface, but they're like, woo,
Right.
dive, and then we.
Drew go, man, what you in a submarine out in the middle of the Pacific?
I love Amil, man. He's good people, man. He's a good kid. He's our guy.
Hey, you won the quiz yesterday, right?
Nah, Jay
Hey,
got it.
come on
yesterday.
now.
Jay got it. Yes. No revisionist
Stop teasing
history
him.
here.
Stop teasing him.
Time for the Wayback Quiz for July the 23rd. All the questions relating to something that happened on this date. In these years, Jay, you're up first. 1939, 1991, 1995, 2000, 2016, and 2019. And you wanted to know, Drapes, any basketball questions?
Yes.
Kinda.
Oh!
Wait a minute. What are we doing?
Well, you can ask a question,
It's a
too.
pre-quiz. We giving Cliff Notes. What you allow me to
Do you
get?
have any questions
The
about what's...
pre-test.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's all right. I'm a soldier. I do it right.
39, 91, 95, 2000, 2016,
I'm
2019.
going year 2K, 2000.
All righty. It's a closest to. Do you want
Go
to
ahead
go
and put Drapes
first?
on.
I'll get it
Put
right.
the feet to the fire.
All right, Drapes, this day 2000, Tiger Woods
Ooh.
wins the British Open, becoming the youngest ever to have won all 4 majors. At what age?
2000, we're saying?
Yeah.
Tiger Woods? Tiger Woods. Hold up. Let me do the math.
You got time.
5 seconds.
34, 22.
Jay?
Going 24.
24 is exactly
Jay got me. Jay, you back there Googling, though. That's messed up, bro.
You had 40 minutes to do the math.
Why do you can see if I'm on the phone or not?
Dang, that was a good guess.
Yeah.
That was a good guess.
All right,
Good one,
Jay. Jay has a point. You're up, Kyle Draper.
Yeah, let's go. What's our
39, 91, 95.
39, Jesse Owens.
1939.
Ooh.
Is that your
No,
answer?
no. Let me get a
Might be a little Olympic action.
right. It might be a little, something there.
We have true or false.
Oh, yes, I got it.
This day, 1939, the Cards beat the Dodgers 5-3 using baseballs dyed orange in an experiment to help fans see the ball better. True or false?
See, I don't like it when you do this, Whitey, because you change little things. Like, you change little things.
Do you want me to read it again?
False.
That's true.
It's false. The balls were yellow.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, the balls were probably yellow.
1-1.
Yeah.
Ooh, would you say dyed orange, huh?
Yeah, he said dyed orange, but they were dyed yellow. See?
91, 95, 2016, 2019, Jay. We're all even.
Let's go 91.
1991. Is that your answer?
Yes, Terry
Not
Pendleton.
final answer.
I ain't heard that name since 91, dude. Terry
This
Pendleton.
reliever is ejected for throwing at and hitting a Cubs hitter who was running to first
Oh.
after bunting. Who is this pitcher?
Oh, my goodness. I'm
Bob
looking
Dibble,
at it.
Heathcliff Slocum, or Danny Cox?
Give me, you said
This reliever
Slocum.
ejected for
Yeah,
throwing
Slocum.
at and hitting a Cubs hitter who was running to first after bunting. Who is this pitcher? Rob Dibble,
Yeah.
Heathcliff Slocum, Danny Cox.
Man, I'm going to go with my guy, Dibble.
Correct.
Yeah, that's suspect.
Going with my boy, Dibble.
You know him, but you didn't know that, right? For sure.
Kind of, yeah. He's a malcontent. That's my guy.
Right. That's yeah.
It's like a squeeze bunt, and it was like 6-4 something. He's like, I'll show
We're
you.
going to get him on this week. He's going to have to tell me about that.
All right,
I'll
great,
take it.
great,
I'll take
great.
it.
Dibble, okay.
All right, 2-1. Jay leading. Drapes, you're up. 95, 2016, 2019.
16.
2016. Multiple choice once again. This pitcher was so upset that his team was supposed to wear throwback uniforms for one of his starts that he destroyed them with a pair of scissors before the game, resulting in a 5-game suspension.
I got this one.
Chris Sale, Clayton Kershaw, John Lester.
Who was it again? Chris Sale?
Chris Sale, Clayton Kershaw, John Lester.
That was Chris Sale.
That is correct.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Boston? Was he on Boston?
No, that was White Sox.
Right? Give me White Sox.
Yeah, White
Sox.
Sox.
To wear those like with a
Yeah.
collar and then no tucking
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And because Jay, pitchers, they get to pick the jerseys,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
they was like, this is what
Yeah.
we're wearing today. And he's, no, we're
No,
not.
we're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris
All
Sale.
right.
Yeah.
2-2, 2 points left on the board. Jay, you want 1995, 2019. Coming down to the wire.
1995. Sid Bream.
Jay, wow.
John Daly wins the British Open for his second major title. His family moved often when he was young, but John Daly was actually born in what local city? Rockland, Elk Grove, Carmichael.
I want to say Rockland. So final answer.
Not correct. For the lead, John Daly wins the British Open.
Carmichael.
He's got it.
Yeah. Jay, you going down, big dog.
Come on.
Yeah.
One left.
3-2, one left.
Yeah.
And him and Carmichael Dave are from the same place?
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
Yeah. I don't think he hung out there long, but he was born there.
Yeah, that
You
explains
get this, you win, Drapes. If you miss it and he misses, you win. If you miss, he gets it right. We go to overtime.
Overtime.
2019. Nike's Jordan brand.
Hold up. Is this true, false, multiple choice?
I was just going to say, it's a closest to.
Oh, Jay first.
All right, Jay. Nike's Jordan brand signed Zion Williamson to the richest multi-year rookie endorsement deal ever.
Yeah.
Estimated to be worth how much over 7 years? Estimated to be worth how much?
I believe I'm going to go.
And I'm just going by the estimate that was on this website.
Yeah, I'm going $76 million for 10 years.
And Draper?
$77 million.
75.
Yeah!
Really? No, that's wrong there. Remember, LeBron supposedly signed a $100 million deal, or $90 million, I mean.
Yeah, but this was 2019.
Not his rookie.
You said it was the most ever.
His rookie didn't hit 100 out the gates.
Multi-year rookie endorsement deal. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jay, that was a good guess.
Yeah.
I thought it was 79, but I was like, let me go closer to the middle.
I don't know why I thought it was on there. All right.
All
right.
3-3.
Let's go.
It's a true false. We may have to do
a coin flip. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody have a coin of any kind?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all carry cards over there. Look at you, big ballers.
Big ballers.
Credit.
Coin. What's that?
All right. We'll see who this.
Hold up.
All right. You got
that thing's too rounded.
How about this? How about my chapstick? Vaseline side or not
okay,
side?
all right, that's close.
All right.
Yeah, you do it, Whitey.
Yeah, I'm going to say, don't let Dre flip it up.
You choose the side,
It's
Jay.
actually your turn,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
so
it's
you
my
call
turn.
it in the air.
So was that green or white?
Vaseline or not?
Okay.
What do you say?
Vaseline.
Not.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, so true, false, right?
Yes,
For
that's
Drake.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Get it right, you win. Get it wrong, you lose. True, false. This day, 2018, Mark Burley of the White Sox throws the 18th perfect game in history.
Yeah.
Aided by a great defensive play in the ninth by Dwayne Wise that takes a home run away from future Giants manager Gabe Kapler. True or false?
What year is this?
This was 2018.
Can you read the question again?
This day, 2018, Mark Burley.
False!
That's true.
The winner of the
true.
match is Jay.
That's true, baby. That's true.
It's true.
That's true.
Absolutely true.
Gabe Kapler?
That's
Yes.
true.
No way.
I just saw the highlight last night.
Oh, see, that's weak,
I just
Jay.
saw that. Man,
That's weak.
I
You
can't
doing
watch,
research, dog.
Center now all
They
of a
do it.
sudden.
You gotta, announce that
yourself?
before. Yeah, you gotta be like, I have a conflict of interest. I can't partake.
no.
You just saw it
We
last
always
night.
got caveats of what's going on when he loses.
Dang.
That was a heck of a match. That's why I'm applauding. Heck of a match.
My bad.
Overtime.
I'm gonna send a shout out to my guy Derek Too Shifty.
Yeah.
He's on my side every time.
He is.
He backs me every time. I let him down. I apologize.
He needs to stop.
Dang.
He should stop.
What you saying? He betting on a losing
Yes,
horse?
man.
That's what
Come
he
on, hell. This horse has been whipped.
Jay, can I at least get some credit? It was a good.
Oh,
it was a great
match.
battle.
Absolutely.
It really was.
That was
It
our
was,
first tiebreaker, right?
No, that's the second.
Second.
Yeah.
Second. That was 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I was there.
Yeah.
You guys are so good. I've learned sometimes in the past I've had a match where, okay, it's tied. And I've learned now I got to have a tiebreaker.
Yeah, you got to have a tiebreaker.
I
Yeah.
literally last night was watching SportsCenter like 11 at night or whatever. And they were like, things that's going to happen tomorrow. And it was Mark Burley and the show. I believe Mike Cameron was in the outfield as well, if I'm not mistaken, for some odd reason.
It was a great catch.
It
Wasn't
was,
And the
yes.
guy was like a defensive replacement
Yes, in the last inning or two. Yes.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
But I didn't see it was. I didn't know who it was. Gabe Kapler.
Right.
But I looked at who they were
that's the
playing,
part that threw
so
me
I was
off.
like, it's got to be Gabe. It's got to be Gabe.
That's the part that threw me off. Dang.
Good match.
Good match. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Right.
We'll do it again tomorrow.
All right. You want to try to get a meal on tomorrow or?
Dude, he got to be in studio. No, but he's going back again tomorrow. First day of
we're doing
workouts.
Friday. We're going to get Amil
Friday.
Friday in studio.
Yeah, I believe, let's see, Jay, we have coming up tomorrow. I know you got some more great guests coming up. I know Emran's coming in.
Yeah,
right?
Emran tomorrow.
Yeah. And who else do we have tomorrow?
No, Ross Tucker's Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on somebody tomorrow.
All right.
That might have played on the King Summer League.
Ooh, I like that.
Make sure you're part of it. Have a great evening. Stick around because we got Infinity Sports Radio next right here, Sactown Sports. Congratulations, Jay.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will